What is up, you guys? It is Jay the Great, episode number 8, man. We're supposed to have a co-host, John. He didn't make it. It is what it is. You know, he has his college duties. But we have a special guest here, Wildcatbold, fellow YouTuber, doing his
What
thing.
is up, everybody?
And I hope you're all doing well. It's a lovely Thursday afternoon. It's around 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m. to be exact, Pacific time. And before we start, this is Ask Wildcat, man. How you been, man, in this quarantine culture, man?
I have been good so far. Like I said, just finished up finals, and I'm just exhausted and
Oh, yeah.
worried. But I do have some good news. I guess I passed 3 of my classes. I got all A's.
That's what's up,
But
man.
one class, which I'm really upset about, has a RD, which if you don't know in the college system is report delayed. So
Oh,
that
damn.
class is like my ultimate. It's basically gonna determine whether or not I'm gonna get my diploma. And I'm like petrified.
Oh man, yeah, that's always a stressful college life, man. It's just,
No,
especially quarantine, man. Quarantine.
oh, quarantine, yeah, dude, quarantine has become like, and the problem is like it's social norm now. Like people like are
Yeah,
just inside.
it's becoming as normal as as Netflix or something like that. It's just becoming the norm. You know. It's just,
Like being in the, I guess like all those introverts are always like inside now.
oh
Like
yeah,
they,
this is like
yeah,
those guys are used to this. They're like, hey man, nothing's changed for me. Quarantine's always been in effect for all those introverts out there, man. It's just,
like if I was making money at home, I think I wouldn't trip about this.
oh
But
yeah,
a lot of people they're just doing that.
all those guys are straight. All the at home workers, they're all straight. Like they're not gonna, nothing's really gonna change for them. If anything, they might
Oh
make
yeah.
more business, like the online businesses and stuff. Like,
Well, there's a stem to that. There's like a lot of people that are just unless you're working in an office building and you can do your work at home. But like, let's say if you're actually having to go outside or having like to do construction, that's still
oh
different.
man,
But
those guys are screwed for now at
yeah,
least. Like, damn man, like,
they'll find something. They'll find something.
yeah,
There's other jobs, trust me. But right now, it's becoming like a problem because a lot of businesses are still small businesses, especially they're struggling
oh
the
yeah.
most.
Like if anything, hopefully by maybe by August this is all done. This is all
I know. I
said and
got that
done.
news too
Uh,
about the whole they're reopening like
yeah,
everything in August.
I think last Friday they started phase 2, which really isn't a difference. It's like opening some, like they opened the beaches and stuff. I know that,
Mm-hmm.
and they opened essential stuff for like, well, not like essential, like florists and stuff like that for only pickup and delivery, shit like that. I was like, I mean, that's cool, but I want to go back to normal soon, man. Hopefully in the next
I,
2 months.
I, I, for some part, I like the fact that because here's the problem: a lot of small businesses do need to reopen. I do feel
Yeah,
like a lot of revenue,
they need it, man.
especially for the cities and stuff, they need that revenue, and a lot of people are going broke. Like it's become,
Oh
and
yeah,
then with everything, apparently with the stimulus checks and everything that that everything's being sent out,
uh,
it's not gonna help as much.
no, it's not, man. It's not.
They'll basically keep it up maybe for like 3 or 4 days, but
Like,
then you have to do the cost of
yeah,
electricity, water, all that stuff.
what they don't get is like $1,200 in California. It's like for some people, it's not even a month's rent. I mean, it's not gonna do shit,
Yeah,
man.
that's basically like the light bill
it's like
and maybe water
it's
bill
like a
or
few
possible.
it's like a few bills in 1 month. That's all you're paying for. It's 1 month worth of bills right there. But I was like, this is hoping, man. Like, what's worse than the virus? I think I said this in the last podcast that I messed up on. It's like
Yeah.
the paranoia is worse than the virus, man. People paranoid. The media.
I think now people are trying their best to like to cope with it. And here's the problem too, is because like a lot of people are not used to being inside unless they've actually dealt with this. Because there's
Yeah,
some people who just don't leave their house because of the paranoia.
yeah,
Now when you take that away from people, you're basically putting them in a box. Like they can't go nowhere. But the problem is people don't know how to adapt to that. And I
yeah,
can understand that from the point of view of like a person who just likes to go outside a lot, and like to
yeah,
like
oh yeah.
be socially interactive with people and
Mm-hmm.
having that taken away because it's
Yeah,
it's slowly coming back. It's slowly though. It's slowly coming to terms. Like right now, a lot of people are, it's kind of coming back to normal, but not as much.
yeah. It's like human beings are just not meant to be in like social isolation, man, for months on end. It's
Hmm.
like humans were made to, be out, active in the fields and socializing. It's not natural. It's not the natural order of things, man. We're
I
going
know.
against
It's
nature
just
here, man. But
for the most
you
part,
know,
people like are just trying to just. And here's the thing too that I don't understand is like people are. I don't know if you've been paying attention to a lot of like news and articles stuff like that.
uh,
People are refusing to like wear their masks and now in
yeah.
stores, and now people are being called out on it.
I'm
And
like,
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't like if they don't want to wear the mask. Like, I don't think why should they force them? I mean,
again, I
Yeah.
can understand like if you're okay, for the most part, I'll give you this. If you go like into, let's say, if you're like a Uber Eats driver, which I've seen this a couple times,
Mm.
and you have to get delivery, and that part I get. You're delivering food to someone, where even the UPS drivers and the FedEx people are doing that stuff too. That's fine. If you're
Mm. Oh
carrying an
yeah.
item that has to be transferred to another person, that's appropriate.
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
Yeah.
if you're going to a store that does require you to wear a mask, and this is the problem that people understand, it just wear the mask. If you don't have one, find something in your car that can, because
Yeah.
so here's nothing. Some people can't get a mask or they can't afford it because
Yeah.
there's limited. It's so limited. People
Mm.
are buying stuff online to make it as an alternative, but
Yeah.
they can't. They don't want to wear it. There's days where I don't wear the mask to the store too. I just think, dude, this is ridiculous. I'm going to a store. I'm not going to touch anything besides
Yeah.
what I'm going to get
Exactly.
and get out.
No,
I
too.
don't want to be called out by a fucking person who's
Yeah.
saying like, "Why aren't you wearing your mask?"
There's there's people, paranoid people. I'm like, dude, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching anyone. I'm just getting my stuff, and I'm leaving. That's it.
I actually got called out recently too when I was at my work. Not because I
Really?
was wearing my mask. Yeah, I'm not. But here's the problem though. I was wearing my mask, but I took it down and put it like near my chin so I can breathe because it's hard to breathe in
Oh
that
yeah.
thing. Because like
It gets
it's
hot.
like
It's like tough. Like, yeah, definitely. I have
and the
to wear it
problem.
too.
And
Yeah.
yeah, because so here's what happened. Okay, so like I went, because I work in the back of a cashier where basically I do transactions.
Uh-huh.
So I have to wear gloves and I
Oh
have
yeah,
to wear
me
them
too.
because it's essential. Regardless, you have to wear it. And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter like if you don't want to. If you're working, you have to wear it, which I understand.
Yeah.
So I had the gloves, I had the mask. I pulled the mask down just for a brief minute while I was taking, I think, someone's order.
Mm-hmm.
And what ended up happening was this lady, old white lady, stereotypical. She
Of
looked
course.
at me and she's all like, you should be wearing your mask. I'm all like, and I was telling her like, look, ma'am, I'm wearing my mask. Don't worry, I just can't breathe right now. It's because it's hot. I'm hot it's a hot day.
Hell
It's
yeah. Hell yeah,
like
man.
1 o'clock. I think one or 2 o'clock. It's hot. I have to deal with a lot of heat being adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking up picking boxes. I'm basically the essential worker. They got this lady who's ordering and she's giving me a hard time. And
Yeah.
I'm not even arguing with her. I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
telling her like I
Mm-hmm.
started like, look, I'll put it back on. I'm just need to take a breather. Like, well, you need to be wearing it because you could be touching my food. I'm like, I'm not touching your food though. She's
Yeah.
like, but you could be. I was like, well, I'm not. And then
Mm.
like she looks at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, well, you know what? You need to be wearing a mask. And I just okay, turn around, walk away.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
then
Exactly,
and
man.
then,
Like,
and it's like, why are you gonna tell me what to do?
yeah, it's like, dude, just live your
Nah.
life, man. But yeah, I actually do the same thing. I'm like cashier basically, and
Mhm.
I didn't have a story at work. I actually had a story like because I have to do laundry at a laundromat, and we were like
Yeah,
folding clothes, and there's like the social distancing thing. And some
of
lady goes
course.
up to me like, because there's like the washers right behind us. She's like, "Can you
Yeah.
move over there so I can get my clothes?" I'm like, "You could get them though." She's like, "Yeah, but social distancing." I'm like, "Ma'am, I have a mask on. I have everything on. What am I gonna get you sick just for you grabbing your clothes?" She's like, "Can you move?" And she like started cussing me. I was like, "You know what? If you would have asked nicely, I would have moved. But I'm not gonna
Yeah.
move." She's like, "I'm calling the cops." I'm like, "Call the cops. Really, you arrest me for folding my clothes? Go ahead."
Yeah.
And then like basically, I actually ended up moving because I didn't know she was gonna call guys to jump me or some shit. I was like, it's not worth it. I'm just gonna move. Because she went
But
outside
see
calling
this,
someone. I was
it's like things like that
like, yeah,
that are just becoming too much. Like
yeah,
you gotta, I mean, like here's the problem too. It's not because people aren't paranoid. You need to be safe because it's a virus. Okay, you
oh yeah,
can't.
oh yeah,
It ain't like as like it's a disease that it spreads.
yeah,
The
definitely.
problem is people are taking it too literal, and like,
Exactly,
and I truly,
exactly,
and you know who's taking it the most? It's the older people
exactly.
because
I definitely noticed that
they
too. Definitely.
while the younger people like me and you and everyone else who's a high schooler or college student, we
Uh-huh.
don't take this seriously because we don't have it.
Yeah, we're not
And
like the vulnerable population exactly too.
yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
it only
Yeah,
it only affects basically elderly people. But regardless, I
yeah,
do like the fact that they are taking precaution. That's
yeah.
fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
But the problem is now you're because now what everything's going on is like a lot of people are opening up businesses
Mm.
and the standard of people like I'm telling you right now, even with when everything opens up, it's never going to be the same. People
Yeah.
are still going to do. I guarantee you. Let's say because I think in California, apparently, I don't know what Gavin said.
Uh huh.
He said that apparently businesses and everything will be reopened on in August, July or August. The problem is he's pushing back the date. He keeps
Exactly.
saying
He's
July,
like, all
then he
right,
says
we'll wait another
August,
month, another month. I'm like, dude, you gotta eventually, you just gotta do it, man. It's just,
and the problem is like what he doesn't understand is like before he was actually going to extend it longer
mm,
until they find a cure for a virus.
mm.
There's no cure for
Yeah.
a virus. You
There's
can't
no
cure
cure.
it.
There's just like, what are they called? The fuck, I forgot what they're called. I should know this word. Vaccines, yeah,
vaccines.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no
there's no.
cures, yeah, basically
And
no
if they,
cures.
let's say they do find a vaccine, do you think this stuff is gonna probably be mandated like for everyone to
Oh
take
yeah,
it?
it's gonna be like some.
It will be
It's gonna be like
mandated.
measles, the measles shot or something like that, just mandated everywhere. It's like,
And what if they charge this stuff too?
oh
Just I
man,
guarantee they're gonna put charges on this thing,
yeah,
and it's like hopefully not, dude, because a lot of people,
no man. Some people can't
I
afford it, you know.
the elderly people, I feel bad for the most because they know that like they're the most vulnerable.
Yeah, and
Like
they know they're gonna have to get it, like basically, like those are gonna
and
have to, you know.
and those people I do, they need to be worried because it's affecting them the most.
Yeah, their like mortality rates like way higher than like
It's like
everyone else.
way it's gone up to in different states. Apparently,
Yeah,
like in Minnesota, Illinois, or Chicago, it's getting like to the 50s and 60s.
yeah. It's like I've never been out before, and like
Yeah.
I like basically like smell the sense of fear out there, man. I can see in their eyes and shit. And, like, damn, and like we're just
It's terrible.
it's terrible,
It's a
man.
terrible thing.
The,
Thing that people need to understand is like we need to start. I
yeah.
think for the most part, I do appreciate businesses are do taking precautions to not like
Oh yeah.
lessen,
Oh yeah.
but the extension of it is becoming really too much.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
if you work there, yes, wear the mask, wear the
of
gloves.
course. Yeah. Definitely.
But if you're a customer and you trying to be, 'cause I've actually seen people go into a restaurant without wearing a mask and gloves, and we're mandated supposed to be doing that,
Uh.
and people don't do it.
Yeah.
So as
Exactly.
long as you're giving me money at the end of the day, I'll take it. So it
Exactly.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm like, hey man. I mean, like, yeah, these like people out there like giving people hard times. I'm like, unless I'm touching you or something or like near you, don't give me a hard time, man. I'm just there to do what I have to do, and then I leave. Like, that's just honestly, I would have moved for that lady too. The lady I was talking about. Like, all you have to do is be nice. You have to like come up to me like, can you please move your chair? And like, what? Like,
Was she
yeah.
like an older
Oh
lady?
yeah, she's an older
Oh,
lady too. Like,
yeah.
it's always the
See,
older. For some reason, the older people are the most
it's the older people
paranoid.
that
Like,
that
most paranoia. Like, dude, come on, man. Just be a nice person. You know, just because there's a pandemic doesn't mean you can't be nice. You know, like,
See, what I don't understand is like people don't they I understand it's a major pandemic and stuff, but like you still got to be civilized at the end of the
yeah,
day.
exactly.
I, I understand if like you can't, oblige by I just some people who don't want to break the law, and that's hey, as long as the stuff is not actually mandated for us to be doing this,
Hmm.
they have rules because the problem is we're not mandated to actually follow those rules. They just tell us this.
Yeah,
They have the right to refuse service. That's fine.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
But outside of what happens, that's everyone else's business, not ours.
Yeah, it's like the social distancing. That's basically unenforceable. Like, you can't force everyone to be 6 feet or more. Like, that's no matter what they do, that's unenforceable. I mean, try,
Uh,
but it's not like the cops can be like, you gotta be 6 feet like to everyone. It's impossible. So, I
It's
mean,
not. It's just the whole six social distancing. Like
oh
I think a lot of people that's affecting people the most is the social distancing. A lot of
yeah,
people are so mad that they can't go see their friends and family. Trust me, I got friends and family too that I want to go see,
oh yeah,
and it's it's a buzzkill because unless you got friends that don't care, like, hey man, I don't care. If as long as we're cool, we're cool. Just don't do shit that you would know. Just and what I try to understand too is like just follow the simple rules. Like you don't if you're at my house and you want to come see me and just hang out and shit, that's fine.
hmm,
I have no rule that I'm not gonna tell you wear a glove or mask. Hey, if as long as you're not sick or you don't have shit, you can do whatever the hell you want.
hmm,
But what people are trying to grasp from this is like I can't live without people being around me, and that's really bringing out the worst in people,
yeah. It's
because
just a sense of
it's
loneliness, man. Brings out the worst in people. But
it does.
fuck, man. Like, I'm lucky because my friend Thomas. I think he's not John, but Thomas. I think you know who he is. He's like the guy with
Yeah, I
the.
might have seen him a couple times.
Yeah, he.
Maybe once.
We basically go to his house and he's chill.
Hmm.
So as far as friends, I've kind of been just fine because he doesn't give a damn. Like, none of us do. We're all like young and shit, so we never really worry. So we all hang out once in a while. We go down there. He lives like literally like a block from me, so I could drive right there. We're all chilling and stuff. So I'm glad I at least
See,
had that. If I didn't have that, man, I don't know how. I would lose my mind,
yeah,
man.
see that's fine. I
Yeah,
love when people do that. Like, bro, you don't.
yeah,
And
man.
like right now, because I have friends that come to the house. They're not my friends; they're my cousin's friends. They come over, and one of our big guy friends, like he just wears like a straight up like Yankees mask and shit.
Hmm.
And I was like, bro, like really, you're in our house, like, and we're all not wearing shit. You're really, and I totally understand that why.
Hmm.
Like, and he, but he's not paranoid, but he just wants to do so. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, yeah, if someone like comes to my house and wears one, I'm not gonna like, be like, what the hell? But yeah, it's all
But like,
good.
if you're, because he drinks at our house every weekend, he comes to the house and drinks, and
Oh,
like, and like, bro, you're putting your lips on glasses, you're touching everything. I'm pretty sure like you're
yeah,
already,
you would have
if
had
you
something
don't
by
have it
now.
by now,
Yeah,
yeah, you probably have it by
and like,
now.
it's so like contradicting yourself. I mean, but you're touching on my stuff. Like, it's Coronas
Touching my lap, he's
can live on surfaces too. You know that, right?
hey, he's sitting
Yeah,
on the couch, touching the table, touching the Mac, playing music.
yeah,
He's touching all the beer. Like, dude, you're basically exposing yourself to it. You're
yeah.
not even
Like,
wearing. He's not even wearing gloves. He's
yeah,
just wearing the mask.
exactly. It's like there's only so much we can do to stop it. Like, so you can't make it more extreme than it already is. You know, like social distancing, the
Hmm.
masks. Like, that's fine, but you can't really go. It's still gonna try like spread either way. So I mean, that's why I'm
I
like, I
think
hope they realize that and kind of lower restrictions in the next coming months. You know, like
I
hopefully.
think my last view on this topic, because I just want to kind of just I don't feel like I don't
Yeah,
I just
we can move
feel
on to
that,
this. I was actually
yeah,
gonna move
yeah,
on to this too. So
yeah. Just one more thing I want to address.
yeah,
I think with everything going on,
uh,
this is gonna be a norm now, and
yeah,
what people are gonna have to realize is we'll never, because this is something big, because
oh
we've
yeah,
survived other diseases in the past that just hasn't been, you know well adapted. But I
mm-hmm.
think what made this disease big was the media.
Oh hell yeah, heck yeah, man, hell
I'll
yeah,
tell you straight out, because I'm going to college. Well, I just finished up school.
uh huh,
Like, dude, I've watched, a journalism and a couple media posts and stuff like that. A lot of shit in the media is really fabricating
oh
stories,
yeah,
and
definitely, most definitely,
the markup of percentages and dates are totally inaccurate.
oh yeah,
I wouldn't say they're some of them is kind of inaccurate, some of it's false.
mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we're all gonna do well. I think we're all gonna get better.
Oh
But
yeah,
again, it's gonna take time. It's like it's gonna take, my prediction of when everything of all this will blow over. Technically, it's gonna be about a year and 4 months.
oh
A
yeah,
year and 4 months.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna take time, but yeah, just like 9/11, post
Oh
9/11.
yeah, that shit's still, yeah, it's
Yeah,
still,
it's gonna
dude.
be like
Even with.
like that kind of a healing process, you know.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think we'll
Corona's,
be okay.
yeah, we'll be
We'll be
fine,
fine
man.
though.
We'll be
We'll
fine.
be fine.
We all keep,
Okay.
yeah. But that's the Corona effect, ladies and gentlemen. But now let's get to the exciting stuff. Um, UFC 249 recap.
Oh
Oh
my
my god, dude,
god,
hell of a
dude.
card. Um,
Dude, that was amazing.
Before we even start like the actual fights, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the no fans? There was no fans in attendance. It was just empty.
Ah, dude, it's the most. Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
so. Imagine like two guys fighting with a team around them, their own team, and there's no audience.
Is
It's
this?
basically the most quietest. It's like watching. What's that movie called with Brad Pitt? I
Oh,
forgot. Fight Club. Yeah, Fight Club.
Fight Club, exactly.
That's basically what it is. Just minus the crowd. Two
Mm.
guys fighting, and
It was,
I mean, it's like watching SMR. Just like people hitting each other.
yeah, that's all you hear is the breathing, the everything, the feet like moving, everything. It's like
Yeah,
more
it's
detailed,
on.
more.
It's really, it's for the most part, like I do think it's weird, because it's just so.
Yeah, it's just
It feels like
a different thing, you know, without fans.
there's no, like, honestly, like, it just felt like it got boring after a while. Like, it's like watching, basically two-man fight, and
Mm.
then there's no one amping it up. It's just basically like
Yeah.
you're fighting your guy or a friend of yours or someone,
Hmm.
like, no one's watching. You're
Exactly.
basically just
It was,
committing murder
yeah,
right now.
it was so bizarre. But for me, because I'm such a big fan and I actually
Yeah.
watched the fight, I was like, it's cool. But yeah, it's definitely a different thing with no fans. It's like watching a sparring session. It's like going to the gym,
Hmm.
like watching people spar. No fans, just the team, and that's it. It's definitely a different thing. I definitely like fans more. It's just a different vibe when there's fans. A better vibe. It's just
Hmm.
more. It's just lit, more lit. Period. You know. So,
It's gotten to the point of, like, I'm like, I understand why Dana needed to do this,
yeah,
because I think
he's pushing the action for all their sports to follow. Hopefully,
because a lot of people, yeah, there's nothing to watch, and then
nothing.
people are
Yeah,
bored.
we're all like,
You're gonna have to do something,
that's why. Yeah,
plus you're
something.
losing money too.
Yeah, I'm really hats off to Dana, man. Like I said in my last podcast, because he's pushing the action. He's like, no matter what happens, show goes on, man. No fans, fans or no fans, we're gonna have fights, and he did the proper precautions. There was even a guy that tested positive. It was Jacare Souza. They actually
Oh
canceled his
god,
fight.
dude.
He was supposed to fight
Damn.
Uriah Hall in the prelims, canceled.
Damn, dude.
I believe he got it from like a family member, something like that. And then there's
Could be
two
something, yeah.
trainers who also had it. Two of his trainers. So they took him out. Everything went to plan, according to plan. No one was sick. Everyone was healthy. They did all kinds of tests, like when you get there, the next day, before the fight. Like, they took all the he said it cost more money, but it could be done. He did it. You know.
I
They,
think for the most part, Dana's doing a good job of like
oh
really
yeah.
take because before. Here's the thing though, when UFC was coming up, I think when it was coming up, like the beginning stages,
Uh,
before how it is now,
mhm.
I think it wasn't really safe as much because people used to like wear shoes,
Oh
there was
yeah.
type of
It's
shit
like
that.
pride rules, like back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, all
Like,
pride, dude. I admit,
yeah, like soccer
low
kicks
key,
to the head and shit. Like
we
hell,
need pride back.
dude.
Okay, that was funny.
Those are like people.
That,
Yeah, I feel like if people have the guts and want to do it, why not? You know. Like
but I can see now, like as years have passed, especially since with the, because apparently they're trying to, and I understand making the rules safe is fine.
mhm.
Um, I like how Dan's really taking care of his fighters now because I think in the past there's even what was the Ultimate Fire shows that
Oh
I've seen
yeah.
in the past
Hmm.
too where he would not really help out his fighters as much because he would just tell them to do your job, get it done, that's it.
Yeah.
And like he never took precaution to actually take care of them because a lot of them were either on drugs or just basically not making weight. A lot of people don't make weight too, and that
Oh
really
yeah.
upset me.
It's a tough like weight cutting for people that haven't done it. It's especially when you're a bigger guy and you're fighting in a lower weight
Yeah,
class. Like someone like Khabib, that guy is like walks around easily 190, and he has to go
dude, it's
down to
like
155.
that's like a 40-pound loss. That's
That's
basically
insane. Insane.
you're like working out for like 12 hours
Yeah,
and just
man.
having to burn 40 pounds
Like
per weight.
basically you have to get as close as you can to being like
Mm.
unhealthily like light, and then you got to cut off the rest of the weight in the most unhealthy way, which is just like going in extreme temperatures. Some people wrap plastic around them and just like seep all the moisture out of their body, and they're just like zombie like
Remember that
skeletons. Like damn, dude.
remember that female fighter, Cyborg,
Oh
before she
man,
left the UFC?
yeah.
She would bathe in hot
She would
water
like
and stay in there.
suffer in there.
Yeah,
I've seen the
and
videos.
like
And
just to fight, what was it, Amanda Nunez, I
yeah,
believe, and she just like, dude, like her extreme weight was different, and
he'd kill
it's
you, man.
been told too, like how people do the weight cuts in water.
Mm.
They do sit ups and shit in the water and hot water. Again, it's
It's
insane,
insanely
but
unhealthy
yet
too. Yeah.
it's extremely healthy. But it amazes me, like, damn, dude, they're able to drop that weight so much fast compared to like people who do traditional workouts and exercises. It's amazing,
It's amazing, man.
but it's also unsafe.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Like people can die from it. Like literally, people
yeah.
probably have died somewhere, for sure.
Okay.
Right.
So let's talk about 249. I just want
Yeah,
to kind of get involved in because I was talking. Okay,
yeah.
so
So I guess we could. The first two fights of the main card. I'm just gonna like break down to give the results
yeah,
because I don't really care
go
about those.
ahead.
So Greg
No, go ahead.
Hardy versus Jorgen. I think it was Jorgen De Castro.
Yeah,
So Jorgen, to me, like before he got hurt because he hurt his toe
hmm
in the second round, he was the
that was
better.
pretty good.
He was a more technical fighter. So he was the
Hmm.
first round. He basically beat Greg. Like he outstruck him, out
Yeah.
techniqued him, and then for some reason I think it was in the beginning of the second, he kicked him in the
hmm
wrong way and broke his toe, and
Yeah,
like
that's
he kind of
damn.
gave up mentally, and then he wasn't doing shit. He was just standing there,
Yeah,
and
just taking those hits.
Greg won by just being more active. That's how he won the fight.
I think, especially in the third round too, like it was like wow. Well, what was it like the beginning of the third round?
Uh,
That's when they cut it. They cut it right.
I
I don't
think
remember that.
I think he went to
Was it?
decision. That one did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Greg Hardy just won being more active. The other guy literally didn't do shit. He just stood there like that. Just like, dude, if you're gonna be in a UFC fight and people, this is for money, fight. You're
Yeah.
hurt, but people fight hurt all the time. It's like he kind
Yeah,
of gave
until
up
like
to me. He gave
yeah,
up to me.
it felt too like again, no crowd, not happening up the fight.
Yeah, he's probably had
It's
no motivation. He's like, fuck it,
I don't know.
I'm hurt, fuck it. But that fight, yeah, there's not much to it.
Not really entertaining, but
Yeah,
it was I give it like an okay fight. It was
yeah.
alright.
And then the next
I'd say
one was
it's,
a war. It was Jeremy Stevens versus Calvin
oh my
Kattar.
god,
That was a
dude,
straight up.
this
They were throwing bombs, man, the whole fight until
Calvin Cater or Cotter, that dude.
that guy
Oh
is clean boxing, clean technique, man. He's one of the best 145ers on the planet. Like,
yeah, dude, he
that
needs to
guy,
go for a tie. Well, he's 21-4.
something like that.
That's
Yeah, he's like 21-4 now. After that win, he's
is
21-4.
he up for a title shot? I don't think
He's
he
definitely
is really good.
top 10 contender after this, most definitely, because Jeremy is
Yeah.
one of the hardest hitters ever at the division, one of the best strikers ever at that
hmm
division, and he just outboxed the guy. It was competitive, but it was clear Calvin was just clean, more clean striker. And
It's
then
like those shots were so like you can. I mean, take it away. Even though it's UFC, even from a boxing standpoint, because I watch a lot of boxing, dude, they were like so like
those guys
they were
are,
just giving like
yeah,
the 1-2s
they're very
basically.
very proficient, both of them, very proficient, like straight up boxers. But that guy
Just
just
demolished him.
out striked him, yeah, and then he ended up knocking him out, and then he gave him just to cap it off. just elbowed him right above the eye. It's a nasty
Oh,
cut.
that dude.
That was
That was
after it,
nasty.
but that's part of the sport, though. I'm not gonna give him shit about that. It was part
Oh
of the
yeah,
sport.
dude.
Yeah,
Once you get cut in the eye, with the eyebrow or the eyelid, dude, you
yeah. He got
like a Nate
clipped.
Diaz.
Yeah, you could see him like he clipped him in the right spot. He was done. It was an elbow to the chin. I was like, it's beautifully placed.
Those are beautiful.
Beautiful performance, man. That was
Mm-hmm.
the second best performance of the night of the main card.
Yeah.
This fight, there's not much to say about it. It's Francis Ngannou versus Yurizuna Rozenstruik, man. I don't know what to say
Oh
about that.
my
That
fucking
was
god,
that guy is
dude.
a fucking.
That guy is an idiot.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something now. Not Francis. I'm talking about the other guy.
yeah,
With
Yurizuna,
I can't.
Jaron Zeno or something like that.
This guy. Let's be real. Okay. He only has 10 wins.
And he
I
called
think
out. He called out.
he called him out.
He called him out after
Did
barely
you not
getting
see
by.
that?
After barely getting by Alistar over him, he was losing every round until he a lucky shot clipped him and like did the lip shit, like the famous
Dude,
lip
like
shot.
Francis just like he just told this dude, you called me out. I'm like, you're and here's the thing about just Jared. I can't remember. I'm gonna call him JR.
Yeah, kill him, JR. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, dude. JR is this dude is like, I could tell like, it's and I look at dude. Francis fucking killed was a cream or oh my god, dude. I have
Over
bad
him, over him.
Yeah, do you not see that busted lip? Like,
oh my god, dude. It was basically so starting out in the first 10 seconds. Hiroshima looked fine, leg kicks,
yeah, he
keeping
did.
his distance, and then he decided to meet him halfway. And dude, 99% of humans are gonna get knocked out by Francis if you do that
Well, because
shit.
he wasn't really doing as much. He was just taking those leg kicks, and then Francis was like, "You're not gonna hit me, all right? Fuck it." He just went straight
Rushed
for
him.
and like,
Yeah, and the thing is,
yeah,
it wasn't even his full power shot. It was like a like a close left hook, and he
yeah.
still just slept him. He was asleep. I was like, jeez.
GTS, at
Good
GTS,
night.
honestly, but
Yeah.
I just think that it was just like, bro, this guy was not ready. I think
God.
he needed to learn, and it's good. Take the first loss. I just think at 10 wins, you're not.
You're not ready.
I think
You're not ready.
you're not ready for, especially for a big guy like who's well known for taking people out.
And he took out
I
some
would.
good people, good fighters.
Yeah, dude.
So
So good.
Francis is, in my opinion, the hardest hitter ever in the UFC. I've never seen a guy so much power, man. It's just insane.
I heard this too. Apparently, I'm just gonna throw it out there. He's trying to aim for John Jones?
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring that
That
up
was
now.
the thing they were gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Like Francis apparently is trying to aim for a title shot. Dude,
Dude.
I would love to see that fight because
Dude.
I think John Jones and him. I think honestly, if I had to put my money on anyone, I would put on Francis. I love John Jones, but
John actually, John actually called him out. Said, "Let's do it. People want it." He's actually going to go up to heavyweight. That's the plan. Here's the thing, John. If he fights the way he did against Dominic, he's getting knocked out. That's for sure. He's gonna have to be Floyd Mayweather in there to stand a chance because that guy. Stipe actually was the only guy that really beat.
that really had him.
That beat Francis. So John's gonna have to kind of use some sort of game plan that's similar to Stipe's. Kind of stay away from him, kick him to the ground because he's one of the best wrestlers in the UFC, John Jones.
Yeah.
So that's what he's gonna have to do. He cannot strike with Francis.
Yeah, dude, it's not. I think John is like. I've seen him fight when he fought DC in the past, but when those fights were going on, dude, he was in his good prime.
Yeah.
And then when he fought Dominic Reyes too, I'm still a bit, it's debatable.
You really make the case that Dominic did win. You definitely make the case.
I have to give it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair assessment for sure.
The third round is still debatable. But we'll talk about it another time.
Yeah, that's definitely debatable. But
let's get. Yeah, I love the Francis. I hope John Jones is fighting.
John is gonna have to stick to wrestling and to using his reach to the full extent because if he gets, and the thing is, Francis has a long ass fucking. I think he has a long reach too. It's like 80-inch, which is significant.
I think John's is a little bit shorter.
John has the longest. He has 84 and a half.
He's a skinny dude too. If you take that into consideration.
He's
Francis is really buff.
Yeah, he's that guy. I think he has to cut weight, and the heavyweights can be all the way up to 265, and I think Francis still has to cut weight. That's how big that man is.
How much? I don't know. Maybe like two.
I think he barely makes weight, which is insane. He's like probably walking around weight. I'm saying 290, like walking around. He's huge, man. He's dense as shit.
Imagine getting hit by a guy who weighs 290 pounds.
Yeah.
It's just straight muscle, not fat. I'm talking about straight muscle.
Straight muscle.
Feel that.
Yeah, that's
a broken jaw.
He's built like a fucking he's built like Mike Tyson except bigger. Like dude. But that's that fight. There wasn't really much to say because it was a quick ending. But
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Yeah, that's all it took him. This one was a little competitive. Henry Cejudo versus Dominic Cruz. Ended in the second round.
My boy Triple C.
Yeah, ended it in the second round. There was only 2 seconds left. He ended it. with a
Do
nice
you
knee.
think? Okay, here's the thing about that fight, because people were this is a huge debate too about Triple C and Dominic.
Uh-huh.
Did you think that Dominic was gonna? Because they were saying like he was trying to get up, and
Hmm.
it's it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
But I think Dominic they could have kept going.
Yeah, I think so too. He was
I
getting
think
up.
Dominic,
Yeah,
yeah,
he was getting up,
it's
and I would have let it go a little longer. If he's trying to get up and he knocks him back down, then end it. But if he actually gets up, then the show still keeps going. I think.
I think for Dominic, he just like and he just came back too. That's the
Yeah,
problem. It's like you're
and
fighting
he
at like
looked good too. He looked good.
and honestly, I didn't think he did pretty bad. It's just Henry is like that guy is a monster.
Yeah,
The
he's a
guy,
beast,
if
bro.
you actually see him fight, he's really good.
Yeah, he's a beast. But
And I'm kind of bummed out too that he announced his retirement like right on UFC when there were no fans, because I felt like, damn, bro, like
yeah, that was so bizarre. But I heard a story. I don't know if it's legit that apparently he's gonna fight again. Like the retirement wasn't. I hope it. Like I gotta stop playing mind games
because
with
I feel
people.
like this
Yeah.
is like, dude, you're retiring when you got no fans,
Yeah, like
and I just feel like it just doesn't feel like a retirement. I feel like, bro, wait till UFC comes back.
I left a
You
bad
have to
taste, and
fight.
yeah, I think I left a bad taste in his fans' eyes. Like, why are you just
He's
randomly
he's
retiring?
he's 30. Well, I'll give you this.
He's
He's
33, right?
32.
32,
32, I
33.
think.
Yeah, something like that.
He has a lot of time. A lot of fighters. Well, yeah, a lot of UFC fighters don't retire till they hit, I
To
think,
late 30s,
30,
probably.
30, 30. I think the oldest fight in the UFC was it? God, I'm trying to think. Was it Forrest Griffin? I don't know if Forrest Griffin was the oldest retired. I don't
Probably.
remember exactly,
He's old
but
for sure.
a lot of them retire at like right around 36 or 37.
Hmm.
That's how I think it is. I
Yeah,
think
that's pretty accurate. But
or they take too many losses and they just retire because
yeah,
you
if
can't do
you
it
if you
anymore.
lose too many times, yeah, you gotta hang it up. But Dominic, here's the thing: there was only 2 seconds left in the round. The ref
Yeah,
couldn't
and
let it keep going. Like,
I watched that fight, and I'm like, dude, like, I think that ref too. I think he just jumped the gun too early.
and Dominic was very pissed off. He was on ESPN. He's like, "This, I told this guy before the fight, don't stop it,
Mhm.
unless there's like a clear, like I'm out cold or something." And the guy's like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
sure, sure," and he didn't do it. He didn't do what he's
I think
like.
for the most part they got a bad ref, because that
Yeah,
ref,
yeah,
I think he did jump the gun too
he
early.
jumped it too early.
I just felt like, bro, you need like that's the problem with UFC. I understand like you need to follow some obligations and rules for your fighters, but a lot of times like the refs like they just go too early when they see a fight. And I get this: if a fighter is not defending himself well,
Uh,
like yeah, pull him out. Like I've seen fights where I think it was it Nate Diaz?
uh,
No, not Nate Diaz. It was a fighter who got his ass beat. Like he got knocked out hard, and he just kept hitting him. Actually, you know what? Let me use
God.
the what was it? The Jorge Masvidal fight, the one against Ben Arkansas.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Let's just okay. That is
That's yeah,
basically
the second he goes
fight's
down,
over.
you gotta stop it right away. And the guy tried his best. Like he sprinted it and he's fucking ended it right there. The guy was literally asleep for like
He
5 minutes.
fucking dude. Jorge
Yeah,
is like a monster, dude.
yeah,
Hopefully he fights again.
yeah. Apparently, he's supposed to fight Usman, I think, in International Fight Week in July
Apparently,
for the
and
belt. Yeah,
I think so, but
we'll see. He
I
could fight Connor. He could fight someone big.
it's the money grab fight. If I were to go for the money grab fight between Usman or Connor, I would go for Connor personally.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fight right there, man. I would make a first of all, I'll make a ton of money for sure.
That's no doubt. I would love to see Jorge versus, because I think Usman's good too. But did you see when he broke Kobe's jaw?
He's a beast.
Kobe's jaw was broke.
He was a beast. Usman he's even better than I thought. When I saw him fight Kobe, I was like,
Yeah,
holy
dude.
shit, he's good, man. He's a beast.
Hey man, let's be real. Kobe was talking so much
Oh
shit, and
yeah,
I was like, bro,
that's his.
you
Yeah, that's his
that,
thing, man. It's like, yeah,
and you're
Kobe.
wearing a Donald Trump hat, bro. Get
Yeah,
out of here. Get out of
definitely the
here with that.
troll of the UFC for sure. Definitely a troll, man.
He'll come back though. I'm pretty sure. Like he's
Oh, he's a
fine.
beast, and yeah, definitely coming back. He's to me, he's the second best welterweight on the planet after, of course, Usman. He's a beast.
Yeah.
But Dominic, thing I want to say is the first round, he was losing that round to Henry. He was feeling it
Yeah,
out. But then the second one, he started to catch his groove, and then he just got caught with the knee
yeah.
that Henry gave him.
That knee was really strong, dude. I was
Yeah,
like, damn, bro.
because he does this like this weird awkward like head move that Dominic always does, but he
Hmm.
read it right and he kneed him right when he was coming in with the
Yeah.
head movement,
I
clipped
think he
him.
should have that guard. I mean, the problem was like he was trying to do like a what the hell they call it, like the it's a boxing term too. I forgot what it's called.
Uh-huh.
But he was trying to do that. The problem is you're not doing boxing. You're in the UFC. People will knee you in the when they knee you in the right in the face. You're
Yeah,
done.
because Dominic likes to do a lot of like overhands, and he like brings his head with his punch, and that's
Yeah,
why
it's
Henry's like,
the
all right, I'm
sway,
just
the
gonna knee your
motion
ass.
is
Like,
like he's trying to go for like like the I think it's the dodge and like I just
yeah, he got clipped. And
yeah.
I thought I could have went sooner, but hey, it is what it is. He stopped it. Bad
I
stoppage, but
think yeah.
it is what it is. Do I think if it would have kept going, I think it would have been a close fight. I don't know who would have won, to be honest. It was close, but
I think Henry, yeah, but honestly, if that fight were to continue going, because when he got knee, I think, oh my
he
god,
was
dude,
hurt for sure.
see,
He was
I
hurt.
know, it just makes you upset, bro, because that 2 seconds, bro,
Yeah,
two
like really,
seconds,
you got to stop it right there. Come
you're gonna
on,
stop it right there, two
that
seconds.
pissed me off too. I was like,
I think the ref should just let that shit go and then just pulled him off. I think
yeah,
Dominic he could have came back, but
yeah,
dude, I think he would have won the fight. It's debatable. We'll see,
debatable, definitely, yeah,
because
but
we don't even know what's gonna happen. I heard Dominic said too that if he's gonna take this loss and then he'll have to think about it. I think honestly, this is because I think too he wasn't ready. I think he wasn't. I think he was ready for this fight, but
uh,
mentally, I don't think he was ready like to take on Triple C.
yeah,
Triple
it's
C
just
too, because like this dude's like he's well known. Like bro, he's good.
he's
He's
good,
really
very
good.
good, but yeah, that was there's so many questions left to be answered with that fight, man.
Yeah,
But to see
we
what
just
happens,
gotta wait.
wait and see. But the main event, this was
My
this was ass whooping. It was Justin
dude,
Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson.
oh my god,
Ass whooping.
dude,
It was ass whooping.
the most epic fucking oh my god, dude. Let's
Tony.
be real. I'll say this about this fight.
Uh,
Why did Tony have to make this weight? Honestly, he didn't need to. He
yeah,
didn't need to because he wasn't fighting for Khabib.
exactly.
This fight was basically just
His pride,
like
man.
a yeah.
His pride.
And I understand that that's something. It sucks for Ferguson. I think he because I did there was a I think ESPN I think news report that said that when all this happened, Tony came out of the hospital. He was happy that
Mm,
he's not in the sense that he lost. Like he just like bro, because I do understand why he had to take this fight. Like
mm.
bro, I'm broke. I need money. We gotta get something. Like
Oh yeah, it was Tony. First of all, is one of the toughest guys I've ever seen, man. I've never seen a guy
yeah,
take
dude.
punch. They literally had to stop. The ref had to just end it because he was getting his ass whooped and he didn't want to quit.
I think it
So
was the fifth round too. Like that's
yeah,
like almost the end of the fifth round. That's when
and he was pissed. He's like, "You should have killed me, man. Fuck it. I would rather die than them stop it." But they had to stop it. He was like, at one point he was like, couldn't see shit. He was like, "Oh shit!" And then
because he I saw the fifth round. Like he got clipped hard and I think in the
yeah,
face and like he just like rushed off. Like
yeah.
he brushed it off. I'm like bro, like he can't
Yeah,
see.
you have to
I
end
think he
it.
got clipped.
You have to end it.
Plus he was bleeding a lot. He
His
was
whole
profusely.
face was yeah.
I'm like bro, he
Justin,
can't.
the thing with Tony is he wastes too much movement. He does a lot of like this. Tony,
Yeah,
Justin's just like
yeah.
pop, just super clean, like no
He
wasted
was doing
movement.
a lot of movement that was wearing out his body. And
Yeah,
and you gotta understand too, he cut I think what was his like 150
155. Yeah,
dude,
that's a big weight
that's
cut.
it. You're basically having to basically use a lot of energy. And Tony knows that like bro, if you cut that much weight he didn't and the problem is, bro, you didn't need to make this weight. It
Exactly,
was
exactly. I don't know.
you're basically doing this for nothing. I mean, yeah, it's a fight at the end of the day, but
Yeah,
like you're not fighting for Khabib's title. You're
yeah,
fighting for basically this is basically a reenactment of the Buster Douglas Mike Tyson fight.
yeah. He was supposed to get Khabib, man. Honestly, if I was Tony, I would have waited it
Just
out.
take the
I would have waited it out.
just wait it out.
Yeah,
But no, his pride got the better of him, and then he lost,
he's
and
too
then now
too prideful of a
it's
man. He should have just. Justin, man, he looked the best I've ever seen him. First of all, he hits harder than I thought he did.
yeah,
Tony just wouldn't go down. I think that's 99% of fighters would have been
of
slept by
course.
like the third. But
Justin just kept popping like with those like bro, he just kept striking him
he's
good. He kept
super clean, man. Super
those
clean.
headshots were amazing. I was like,
Yeah,
bro, he's just like, and Ferguson, like I can tell, like he was trying to go for takedowns and
yeah.
a lot of just strikes that it could have landed, but it just wasn't working. Well, Justin,
It,
like he just basically did like a normal fight. Like he just basically
Justin.
precisely looked at the movement of how far. And then 22, he tried to do that. What's that roll movie
Oh, the
called? I don't know.
Almanari roll he was
He
trying. It was
tried
too
doing
late by
that.
then. It was too
And
late.
no, he was like, bro, it's too late. It's like fifth round. You're gonna
Eddie,
have to do something.
his jiu-jitsu coach, for some reason, like he even told the story. Eddie Bravo on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's like,
Yeah,
"What's the story?" He's like, first of all, I'm not the striking coach. They told me to go up there and give advice. He's like, I don't fucking know about striking, so I just told him to do an Almanari roll. Even though it's like, even though it's too late. What else am I gonna tell him? I'm not gonna give him advice on striking. I'm not a fucking striker. I was like, yeah, I don't know why they put Eddie Bravo to give him advice when he's getting his ass whooped on the feet.
like bro, your
Um,
fighter's getting his kick, like especially too, and like I think honestly, I'm glad they ended because the problem too. I'm glad this fight didn't go well because I could just tell like
So,
Ferguson couldn't get going. He could
yeah,
because
he
he's
could.
like Ferguson's like Nate Diaz, dude. Nate
He
Diaz
won't quit.
will
Yeah,
he
he
won't
won't
quit.
quit.
He'll just keep taking those beatings and
He'll
stuff.
like die before he just gives up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
and that's the problem with him is like, bro, you need to humble yourself
He
because
has to.
you're basically pulling what Conor McGregor did in the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
He was being a fucking, I'm sorry, he was being a cocky person,
Mm.
and then he thought he was unbeatable because he beat Jose Aldos and a bunch of other people,
Yeah.
and he thought he was the best.
Mm.
Then let's fast forward to what who was okay after before Nate Diaz, who was he supposed to fight before Nate Diaz, and then the
Uh,
guy, I
I
forgot his
think it was
name.
he got pulled out. The guy pulled out. I think it was
Yeah,
Rafael dos Anjos was supposed to fight him. The
I
guy
think
pulled out.
Dos Anjos had a no. Well, he didn't pull. I think he had an injury
Yeah, I
and
think he
he
got
didn't
injured and he had to pull. Yeah, he had to pull
pulled
out.
out
Yeah.
like last minute.
Uh-huh.
And then I think the winner of the last fight was Nate Diaz. He
Yeah.
fought
He fought
and
Nate.
he called Conor McGregor out.
Yeah.
Then Conor, being how he is,
He's
kept
like,
talking shit. Nate Diaz and like people don't realize Nate Diaz, the Diaz brothers were like the unstoppable like a force of the
yeah,
UFC
they're as
back in
tough
the
as they.
day.
Both of them are as tough as they come. Definitely.
And just like the whole Ferguson fight, Nate Diaz choked out Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
Then he tried to make a comeback, which didn't work because he lost again. Well,
Yeah.
he did win the other fight.
Yeah,
Then he lost again.
barely. Yeah, he barely beat Nate. Yeah.
Yeah. Although, yeah, the rematch. The
Yeah.
rematch for Nate Diaz came back. He won.
Barely. He could
And
have razor close, but yeah, he beat him.
yeah, that's really close.
Yeah.
But then he lost to Khabib.
Yeah, yeah.
Khabib. Let's be real. And then Conor too. He talked so much shit, and then
So,
he had to take time to heal, to process, to get back. And then he fought Cowboy.
Cowboy, yeah.
Cowboy. And let's be real, that was just honestly, at the end of the day, I love Cowboy. I respect what he does, but like I think that was just like a cash grab, basically just to bring Conor back
I
because
feel,
Conor
yeah.
he needs something.
Cowboy, he always chokes in those moments. Always has.
I know
Always
it's
has.
sad though. He's really strong though.
Yeah, he's
You
Hall of
it's just
Famer
like,
for sure. He's just.
Oh, he's top one. GSP, it just got announced to be Hall of Famer too.
Oh yeah, actually during that card, yeah, they actually like stopped it like before the next fight. They actually did. They talked about him getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I was like, that guy.
He's really nice dude. He's humble, dude. He's well. The one thing too, he's Canadian too.
Yeah,
So
one of the greatest. One of the greatest of all time. GSP.
Of course.
Man, the guy was something else in his time. But
But going back to Ferguson with the whole Justin Kennedy, the problem with Ferguson, he tries so hard to have like a warrior's mentality, and that's fine. I do agree you have to be competitive. I do think they're in a competitive industry. You need to be competitive. If you're not competitive, if you don't trash talk a little bit, you're not going to get anywhere in life. That's what Ferguson was doing.
Yeah.
The problem was when all this virus stuff started happening, Khabib had to pull out.
Yeah.
Which I think was a better choice personally. I know Ferguson says no, but Ferguson, it got to him. I think the mentality, and then when Justin Gaethje came up, like no one. Another thing too, people were like, "Oh, well, it's an easy fight. Ferguson's gonna win."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really wanted Justin to win because you know why? I was like, you know what? I'm worried about Ferguson. I feel like with everything he's doing, he's not, and also the weight he didn't cut. He just stayed. He cut weight regardless.
Yeah, which is really dumb. Really dumb.
Like, bro, it's not even worth it.
He's trying to show off. I'm like, dude, why would you? You're not gonna fight. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't understand that. This is all pride. Pride was his downfall.
I think at the end of the day, though, like Ferguson, he needed the money. He needed the money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. They definitely need all the money.
A lot of people are out of work. A lot of people are out of work, and a lot of these UFC fighters need to take, short cash grabs as much as they can because they'll never know. Because for all we know, UFC could be canceled forever.
Mm-hmm.
And
you never know, man.
The one thing, I'm glad too when Ferguson lost. At first, when you saw what happened, right? He pushed Justin when he was trying to get like.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude? And I was mad, like, what Ferguson, on, man? Like, I was like, bro, let me do it. And then afterwards, he, hey, my bad, And I can understand.
He's probably pissed. He's probably really pissed about that. Probably. Yeah.
Well, it's not his fault. The ref had to pull him off.
He was getting his ass whooped. I mean, they had to stop.
You want to go? People always say you want to go down, and people like, I think. Let's say even if the 6th round does happen, I don't think he would have made it. I think he probably would have got killed.
Yeah, eventually he would have killed him. Man. If he kept going, he would have killed him. But
I respect Justin too. Justin, like, dude, when he fought him, like, bro, his strikes were perfect.
He was amazing. It was the best performance of the whole card for sure. It was a beautiful performance by Justin.
And when he got the belt too, he's like, nah, man, I want the real thing.
Yeah, he definitely right away straight.
I was like,
he wanted Khabib now. That's what he wanted.
He knows him. He knows, like, bro, I wouldn't want that belt too. Personally, I think Ferguson too. He says he didn't like that belt. Like, bro, I want the real thing.
Yeah, Khabib. He wants Khabib now. The thing is, I don't know about that if he's gonna beat that man, but. Khabib, here's the thing, he's not going to let him do what he did to Tony. He's going to be like, your ass is going to be on the ground. First round, you're going to be on the ground with me. So, I don't know, man.
I don't think, because Khabib he's never he's like what's his record, like 23-0?
I think he's 20, 26 or 28,
26, yeah.
something
It's
like that.
around there.
Yeah.
But regardless, like, he's been clipped before in the past.
Yeah.
Like, where he can
Michael
get,
Johnson clipped him like
yeah, Michael Johnson, that's what
yeah.
he hit him hard and he clipped him. And
Yeah.
then that's where it showed that okay, he can be,
He
he
can't be
could,
clipped, yeah.
but you gotta understand too is like Khabib's wrestling, his grappling is very, very strong.
It's just
Like if he
he's out wrestled every single person ever fought.
yeah, Connor was just like was the easy. Honestly,
That's
Connor
easy win.
was easy.
Yeah, he
Because
was
Connor
no.
strikes. He's not mostly
Yeah,
a wrestler. But yeah.
he tried his best, but like once Khabib like ties you up, it's over. It's done. But he even almost knocked out Connor in the second. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Knocked his ass out.
He got him clipped him right I think on the cheekbone, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like it's just.
He completely.
I would love. I would love again. Khabib, dude. He's and by the way too, he's friends with DC, so like he's getting basically training from a heavyweight, and also
I heard he gives DC a hard time. That guy's a heavyweight. Like,
yeah, again, DC's like he has moments where like he's being too much, but Khabib is like you understand too. Khabib's like a very humble person.
Background. He's an honorable man. So when you disrespect him the way Connor did, he takes it very personally.
Coming for you. Well, Connor, he just tried to
everyone. He talked way too much shit to Khabib, man. He went over the top.
Yeah, dude.
He crossed the line. With that. He was talking about his wife and shit. I'm like, dude, you don't talk about that.
And his country too, dude.
His country, his dad, his country, his religion, his dad. I'm like, dude, you gotta talk about just him. That's it. That's a rule that fighters should abide by. That's why he pissed him off.
I understand in the UFC you need to trash talk a lot. That's just a God-given thing.
Entertainment for sure.
I think they should keep family out and country.
Yeah, that you gotta keep out of your mouth. But
and Connor, race too, if you want. Yeah, and race especially.
And race. But Connor he has no boundaries, man. That's why he ended up getting his ass whooped.
Well, he's Irish too, because like the dude's another thing too. This dude's Irish. A lot of people, and here's the thing too. If you actually, there's interviews about Connor too, like about people when he lived in Ireland, like people really didn't like him.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole, but yeah, he's the biggest name in UFC history as far as business guys.
But he's getting. But now I'm seeing a good change in him now. Like I feel.
Seems like he matured. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I think taking those 2 losses that he had with Nate and Khabib is like really. It's really getting to him now. Like I can't be messing up. Like I have a reputation. You need to abide by it.
Yeah, you gotta just be humble in defeat, and he's been that. He has been that. Even with his loss to Khabib, he took it on the chin, man. So
do you think Ferguson's gonna probably fight again? Personally?
I feel like a good fight to make, honestly, would be Tony and Connor, because they're both. I mean, Tony is right there still, even though he lost to Justin. He's right there. Yeah. Connor is, up there too, because he beat Cowboy. I guess that's a win. So I feel like that's a good fight, and I'd say Justin and Khabib fight. The winner of that fights the winner of Tony and Connor. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
There's other people out there.
Yeah, I think I think too they were talking about a potential Nate Diaz versus Conor thing.
Definitely. That's definitely a possibility for sure.
I mean, do I really want to see a second fight of that? Yeah, I mean, it's both win. They both have 2 losses. Well, one loss to each other.
Yeah.
I'm just like, do I really? And the problem with too is Nate Diaz got ass kicked by Jorge Masvidal.
Masvidal just completely destroyed him. Whipped his ass.
Even if the people were that Dr. Shoes stopped the fight, did you really want to see Nate Diaz keep going
and more then see like so I would have been him getting his ass whooped for some more.
Here's the thing too about Masvidal that people here's the problem too, and I'm not trying to hate on Masvidal. I think he's a very, very good fighter. I respect his because the guy's strong, the guy has humbleness. I just don't see him as a title contender because I feel let's say he does fight Usman in the future. If it does happen. He has a fighter's mentality, and that's good. He's very humble, very respectful, and he can strike. Do I think he can hold up a title shot? I don't see it. I feel Usman will probably.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna beat his ass.
I feel it might go. It probably won't end in a bad draw. I think it might just end in a decision making. I don't think they're both gonna quit, but Usman is a very. And another thing too is I think Jorge's got he lost his ass.
It was a lot, yeah.
It was a lot. But those were when he was in his younger. Yeah. Now he's doing well. And this BMF belt, which honestly,
joke, man.
It's a joke. They just made this because Dana's trying to think of new ways. It's like the WWE basically. They're trying to make something.
Nate Diaz, this is what he is. Not even to talk shit, but this is what he is. He's a mediocre fighter. He's never been championship contender. He's just some big name. his brother was more of a success than him. Like as far as like he fought Anderson Silva, he lost, but he made it all the way
Yeah.
there. He's never fought anyone that's like.
I think after the whole Connor thing, when that happened, and then when he beat, what was it, Anthony Pettis, I
Oh yeah,
believe.
he beat Pettis, which is I don't know
When
how he did
Yeah,
that, but he did it.
I yeah, shocking.
Yeah,
Again, too. Well, you gotta realize too is Nate has a good reach. Nate
yeah.
Nate has a really really good reach.
And
He's very learned.
his he pressures you kind of like he's a pressure fighter, and that's what he did to Pettis. He's overwhelmed him.
Yeah,
He's like,
just got him. And I was
yeah.
shocked. I was like, fucking Nate Diaz just beat Anthony Pettis.
Yeah,
Like,
that
hey,
shocked me. I really thought Anthony was gonna whip his ass, but
nah, dude.
yeah, that was super
That's one
impressive.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
I was like, hey, I can't take that away from him. But UFC 249, man, that was a hell of a card. I give it
Hell
a
yeah.
good A minus, A all around. It was
Oh yeah, it was
exceeded
a.
expectations. No fans, exceeded
I think
expectations.
I'll give 10% away because I'll give it like an A- because I felt like, you know what, if there were fans there, it would have been more better.
Oh god, if that Justin and Tony fight with fans, whew, holy shit.
Dude, everyone would have went ape shit.
Oh, the Francis knockout and with fans, oh shit,
Hell yeah.
would have lost it. But that's the card. But there's some more shit. I guess we already talked about this in a way. Oh, Conor McGregor basically after that fight, I think it was the day after the main event, Justin and Tony, he basically told Justin, first he was kind of nice, he's like, don't worry, there's no, he was talking shit about Khabib, he was saying there's no,
Oh, that stuff, yeah, I remember that.
he's no threat in someone that just grabs legs. Well, first of all, he got his ass whooped, so obviously there's a threat. And then he said, Justin, I'll knock you the fuck out too, after you beat Khabib.
I don't.
I was like, dude, really? You're talking shit?
What are you doing, man?
You got your ass whooped by Khabib. What are you talking about? There's no threat. He almost knocked you out. Like, and then he choked you out. Come on.
I know.
It's
And
just-
you're still trying to deal with the fact. Here's the problem too: is like what I don't understand about Connor. Like, bro, you lost. I mean, you beat a guy who I'll be honest with you, Cowboy is a good UFC fighter, but he's just not the same anymore.
No, he's old.
He's old.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, you basically beat a fighter who's like not in his prime anymore.
Yeah, he beat him.
Now let's throw in Mazadov or Usama or whoever else you want to throw in who are like good right now in the UFC. Then we'll talk.
Yeah, if you beat
Even
them, then
Khabib-
we'll talk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane because I like the fact that Connor, and there's the thing too. I don't discredit Connor for being competitive. I do think that's important for the UFC. But what I don't understand is like, bro, you're trying to cause a war with other UFC fighters who want nothing to do with you. You're just trying to amp up the fight, and that's good for business.
Good for business, yeah, sure.
At the end of the day, like you do realize if you lose these fights, they're gonna look back on this and say, "Hey, remember that RJ just kicked his ass? Like, yeah, that's him."
Yeah, like
that's basically what's gonna happen.
Yeah, the thing is, he got his ass completely. It was not competitive. He got his ass whooped by Khabib. He won maybe one round, the third round maybe. He did look good there, but he got his ass destroyed. And he's talking shit. He's like, "There's no threat in a man that grabs." I'm like, dude, there's obviously there was a threat. You whipped your ass for like 3 rounds. I'm like, Justin, you really think it'll be that easy to beat him? You whipped Tony's ass. Like, I don't know, man. He's gonna have to prove himself. He thinks just because he got Cowboy that he has all this room to talk. I'm like, dude, he beat an old man. Like, I give him credit for the win. It was like he destroyed him, but come on, man. Like he can't talk that bold just yet. He has to show it.
He said hug legs or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like,
Twitter. He said hug legs.
I'm like he was hugging you while whipping your ass. Like, so if you want to call it that, call it what it is. He was hugging you while mauling you. That's what he's doing.
I think there's like some audio of like when that fight happened tonight with Khabib and Connor were like, you can actually listen to the audio of like what he was saying, and like you can tell Connor was just business.
Oh yeah, after I saw that.
It's like, okay, that's
now so it's easy to talk after you get your ass whooped, huh? Like,
yeah, I would too.
Like, but Khabib was so pissed, man. He was so pissed, even after he beat him. He was like felt disrespected. He probably felt like dishonored.
We all know what happened after the fight ended. Everyone fucking went ape shit. Connor Khabib. Khabib, dude. I think Khabib. I'll be real with you. If I was in his position, I'd be mad. But would I jump out the crowd and actually attack his team? I don't think I would do so. There's like more people compared to you. Don't try to do it. But I can see why he got mad and he actually caused the riot. And then
he caused the riot.
Who hit Connor?
It was like two of. I think one of them was actually a UFC fighter. Another one was one of Khabib's trainers. They went in there and they jumped him. Like it was Khabib's team. And
it was Khabib's team.
The guy that hit him got fired from the UFC.
Oh, it was Dustin. Wasn't it Dustin Poirier?
No, I forgot their name. There was some weird like Middle Eastern.
They're old like UFC fighters.
Yeah,
like from like the 2000s.
Yeah, and they actually hit him. I'm like, dude, come on, you're hitting a guy that's already down. Come on, man.
Yeah, dude.
That was
because and now you can't even find footage of
Yeah,
that fight.
yeah.
That
They
happened
made
because
sure
they
to
took
like
it.
that's bad taste in the UFC, so they made sure to remove all that stuff.
Come
But
on, Dana,
yeah, come on,
show us the
Dana.
video.
That's money right there, man. They're gonna use that for Khabib and Conor if they ever fight again. Like, but so yeah, that's the comments. I guess we already talked about all this.
Hmm.
So I guess the next segment, I bet this is exciting to me, is the Last Dance documentary. It ended on Sunday.
Woo!
One of the best documentaries I've ever seen, and the best I've seen this year.
And did
Better than Tiger
and
King, in my opinion.
ESPN did one good thing right. They decided to put this for free instead of
Oh,
putting it like on
thank
a
God,
stream.
thank God.
Because you know what would happen basically. Everyone's because
Yeah.
what is up with streaming sites now? And now they're like trying to get every documentary like that they can get their hands on. It's
Oh
amazing
yeah.
that
Oh
like
yeah.
I'm surprised ESPN did the right thing, bro. They
Thank
didn't put it on Disney Plus
thank
because
God.
Disney, yeah, Disney owns ESPN.
Uh,
So if they would have put that shit on Disney Plus, everybody would have been pissed. So I'm glad they didn't.
Michael Jordan probably like, hell no, we're not doing that. Hell no.
No, Michael Jordan's like yeah,
Yeah,
he's the goat.
he's
He's
the
good.
goat.
He's the goat.
Yeah, he's the goat. But as far as the documentary, man, especially the last two episodes, they were amazing. It was an
They were
amazing
good, bro.
documentary, man. I had respect for him because I knew what he did, but after seeing this,
Yeah.
I still think LeBron's right there with him. But
Yeah,
him and
because
yeah,
there's a debate going around about the whole who was
LeBron
the
and
best.
MJ. Yeah, there's been so many debates like Undisputed, First Take, all the ESPN. They're all debating it. Everyone's debating it.
I think this is plain. I think here's how I would debate because there's three people who I think are the great right now in the NBA right
Huh.
now. Well, we'll just go in order. I'll just start with MJ. MJ belongs in the '90s era. That's where he
Oh, that's his
belongs. He
era.
was great.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he was great in that era. Yeah, he did retire like 3 times and came back,
yeah.
but I think his era is '90s. He'll always stay there.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Now let's shift forward to 2000s. In that era, it's got to go to Kobe Bryant.
Oh
Kobe
yeah.
Bryant was just
That was his era.
that was his era. You can debate me like bro, he won like I think 3 championships in 2000.
Yeah,
One or
he three. I think he
eh,
three-peated with Shaq. Yeah.
yeah, so that's his era, and then he won again with in '09,
Yeah.
and then it goes on. So that era belongs to Kobe.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The 2010 era, it's gotta go to LeBron.
LeBron.
LeBron's just there.
I think
LeBron's
basically been in the finals every year of the decade.
yeah,
Yeah. So.
yeah. It's insane too. And he won he won like he won 3 championships. He won 2 in Miami, and one in Cleveland. So
Yeah.
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But people
That's for
are
sure.
debating about, oh well, if Kobe was in the NBA, well, Kobe's not here anymore. But rest in peace. But
Yeah.
like MJ is, like people say, the MJ or LeBron. The problem is you're doing 2 decades apart because they're not even in the same era.
Yeah,
LeBron is the type of person like I feel he has good leadership skills.
Oh
I
yeah,
give that.
he's a good leader. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. They have different leadership styles. The
Mhm.
MJ is more of he toughens you up. He talks shit too. That's his style. He talks shit
Yeah.
to you. He's like, if you can't handle it, then you're not a champion like me. And then LeBron's more like he encourages you, more like
Yeah.
a lover than like a tough guy. Like fucking.
If you actually look at the time too, when he was with Miami, people are saying that too. Like he went with a good team. Well, that team was like not good with them until LeBron came.
Yeah, and that's the same
It's
thing
like,
as MJ wasn't good until he got Pippen and Rodman. So I
yeah,
mean,
again, the debatable time too is like people are they're still talking about Dennis Rodman in that documentary. Like,
oh yeah,
that he he was a party animal and all that. Like, but bro, did you see those rebounds? Like,
yeah, he led the league like years in a row in rebounds. He had like
yeah,
14 plus rebounds for like 7 years, something like that.
and
Averaging.
Scotty still says that about Dennis Rodman. Like, like bro, I'm debating this right now. You can say whatever you want about Dennis Rodman that he sucks at, can't shoot, can't do this, can't do that. He averages 6 points a game.
Uh-huh.
You gotta understand. The guy's was he a center? I think was he a center?
Rodman was a power forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy was a big dude. He couldn't shoot, but he added value to the team.
Oh, definitely.
That's what people need to take out of consideration. He couldn't shoot. His free throws were ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
that.
he was able to add value to the team of giving the ball to Jordan or Pippen when the time was needed.
He was one of the greatest just one-on-one defenders ever of all time.
Yeah, dude, he's I think like his average on rebounds like 25. Do you know
beast,
how bad that's really good for anyone out there? Like, bro, that's like, and people will say like, well, Pippen was there. Okay. Do you think Pippen would last against a good team compared like
Yeah.
And the thing too was what's his face? What's the Steph Curry? He was there. Stephen Curry, he was there too, wasn't he?
Yeah, Steve Kerr. Yeah.
Highly underrated guy.
Yeah, he made a lot of clutch shots for them in the playoffs.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I feel like Listening to people don't talk about him much. Like,
Yeah, no
bro,
one.
he
He's
was
like
with.
in the shadows, in MJ's
Which
shadow.
that's good, bro. I think that's really good because because you can actually go, dude. He really was a good player on that team.
Yeah,
He
he
really
learned a
showed
lot
that.
from John Paxson, who was like the Steve Kerr before Steve Kerr, like in the
Yeah,
first three-peat. He was like the Steve Kerr, and like when they beat like the Pistons and stuff like that. Yeah, like he was there.
it's a good thing, dude, because they needed those bad dude. The bad boy Pistons they
Yeah,
were
they
the
were
best team.
Isaiah Thomas, Dennis Rodman, that a bunch of
That's why Jordan wanted him
yeah,
because like he saw value in him. People and Pippen didn't want him. Like, bro,
yeah,
he adds value to the team. Forget that he's a bad guy and he acts like
yeah. Like
jackass sometimes.
Rodman said, like don't judge a book by its cover, man.
I
Went
know.
there and they three-peated with him because he was
I
there.
think yeah, and that's good.
He was
But no, people still take him out and like saying like, oh,
yeah.
you need that.
The
I
only
do think though he had a weird persona
oh
that I
yeah,
didn't like.
he had a weird, very, very weird man. Like very, I don't know why he did the thing he did, but what?
Especially that one time he went to the Lakers. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, like what the hell is he doing? And like
I
the
know.
only thing I don't like what he's doing now, current day, is that he's saying putting other players in his mouth. He's like I'd shut down LeBron and KD. I'm like I don't know about that, but
Well, he said too about Draymond Green. Like he
yeah,
said he's trying to start a little bit of a like
like
beef battle with a bunch of NBA players
like
that
here's
like
the thing. He could have even shut down. I'm not talking shit about Rodman. He's one of the best of all time, but he could have even shut down Moses Malone. Moses was dropping 30 on him when they were fighting.
oh
Not
hell
not
yeah,
Moses
dude.
Malone, Karl Malone when they were facing the
Carl
Jazz.
Malone, yeah.
He was shitting on him. Like you telling me you would be able to shut down LeBron or KD when Carl you
No,
couldn't shut down Carl and he's a Hall of Famer, but KD
yeah.
and LeBron are better than him, quite a bit better than him. And you're telling me you would shut them down? I don't
Again,
think so.
it's
I don't
the
think so.
time you got to take into consideration too. Like that was a different era where like
Yeah.
basketball was at its prime when how it is now. Where like a
Mm.
lot of people, dude. If you go back to like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, like NBA was not like it was a great sport, but a lot of injuries and a lot of beefs and a lot of stuff. This is before like the internet too. It's like before everything had advanced. So
Mm.
imagine before tweeting on beefing on Twitter or just having interviews and stuff like that, people really threw blows and like that
Yeah.
was how it
Oh
is.
yeah, that was physical game back in the day, man.
Yeah, it was insane too.
Yeah, but
But for the most part, like I don't like the whole situation with him and Karl Malone. Like that just come on, bro. Let's
yeah,
be real
yeah.
here.
I'm like,
You're not gonna win this battle.
yeah, like, come on. I'm like Rodman. You realize that LeBron's basically a faster, stronger, better all-around player than Carl is, right? He's the better version of Carl. You think you're gonna shut down
Yeah.
LeBron? Come on, no, not
hmm
happening. Or KD. KD's 7 foot. He doesn't even need to like. He'll just shoot over you because he's so fucking. His wingspan is
But he's
ridiculous.
fucking dude. He's like, oh my, he's tall and he's got good length
He's the
too.
best like mid-range shooter I've seen since Jordan
Of
himself.
course.
Since Jordan, like dude, he could shoot mid-range like lights out sometimes. Like the only guy I've seen better than him is Michael Jordan himself. That guy was
Yeah.
the greatest scorer of all time. But
hmm
yeah, the documentary it just showed how like, Jordan, not just how he was as a player, but as like an icon.
hmm
Like the whole world knew who he was before social media, even before
Yeah.
internet. I was like, I don't know if
Because
anyone.
he was there. Well, he was everywhere, man. Like you
Yeah,
understand too. There was be like Mike. There was the
yeah.
McDonald's commercials.
Like
Space Jam just came out.
like from Germany to Mexico to all over the globe, people knew who Jordan was, and that was before Facebook, Twitter. Like
Yeah,
I don't know if
it was
there's
like every.
I don't think I've ever seen a more famous athlete ever. Even now with internet, I've never seen an athlete so widely known and praised. I'm like,
Yeah,
shit. And he's
there's
been
a statue of him in Chicago too. There's like a big old statue of him in
yeah,
there.
he's the closest thing to like the Pope. Like this Pope of sports, basically. He's fucking dude, that guy
This,
was like my respect for him went up there. Like him and LeBron are right there in my opinion, and like
yeah.
Kobe and Kareem, but that's debatable. But like
What made me sad about that documentary, man, is when they showed Kobe. I was like,
oh
oh,
damn dude,
dude,
he
that shit was like, wow,
yeah.
dude. Like he didn't. The fact that they got that interview with Kobe right
That
before
must
he
have
died,
been
I was
yeah, that
like,
must have been not too
dude,
long
that was
before.
like, I was like, wow, man,
Yeah. He
this is so sacred.
he basically said there would be no Kobe Bryant without Michael Jordan. What you
Exactly.
got from me, I got from him. I wouldn't
I
have these five
know.
championships here. I was like, damn.
Even our team told him too, like, hey man, you see that Laker boy out there? Like, bro,
Yeah,
this
they
is
knew Kobe already. Like he's like, you see
yeah,
that Kobe guy out there?
yeah, dude.
He wanted to
Like,
challenge Kobe too. He's like, I'm gonna make him work. This is gonna be
dude,
a
I was
one-on-one
like,
game. I was like,
damn.
The thing about Michael, it's so like, and I think Kobe got a lot from him is like he always wanted every single game, every year. He's like, I want to show I'm the best player on the court every year. Clyde Drexler, he exposed him. Charles Barkley when they won against the Suns. Karl
hmm
Malone, like every battle MJ was obsessed with winning. He's like, I'm gonna show you I'm the best on the planet. And
Yeah, too.
he won every battle. Every battle he
And
won.
even there was the whole stuff too that like said. Remember the whole him with Michael Jordan? I think like he said you'll never be able to fill my shoes with
Mm-hmm.
he saw that to Kobe,
Mm-hmm.
and then Kobe. I think wasn't it back then? Or they met him afterwards. They were talking about it, and then Kobe for I think weeks and weeks and weeks, in months, he did not like he just kept practicing and practicing, shooting same spots, and then when they played, I think it was the Grizzlies. Yeah, when the Jordan was in the Grizzlies,
Uh-huh.
he went back and he scored I think 60 points. I think maybe it was 40 points over Jordan. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
look,
That's revenge.
Kobe is the closest thing to Jordan you'll ever see. Carbon copy, basically. And he was. Their
That's crazy,
mentalities are
bro.
super similar. Like those guys are.
Yeah. They'll
Both of them
probably
like, yeah, they're like, I'm gonna win no matter what happens. So those guys, legends, man. Like LeBron's different. I can't really compare him to them because he's a different
Yeah, it's the
style,
problem is like I feel
different.
LeBron like but he is great too in his own aspect because
Uh,
people were pissed at him when he left to Miami
oh
back
yeah,
in
people were
back in
so pissed.
2000.
Yeah.
I was pissed. I mean, I wasn't as pissed. I'm like, because I wasn't a huge Miami fan. I was mostly involved with fucking the Lakers. I wanted them to get a championship.
Uh,
But like when people were devastated by that, and I was too. I was like, a few people were calling him like the snake of the NBA,
I was like, the
and I can
thing.
see and I can see that because like, bro, why would you leave a team? But you
Yeah,
gotta understand too, there was nobody there.
he was on the off the basically it went from the best in the East with him there. When he left,
Yeah,
it became literally the worst in the East for years until
yeah.
it came back again. They weren't shit without him. I'm like, you had to leave, man. They weren't gonna get no Pippen. They weren't gonna get no Rodman. You had to get the
They
hell
were
out of
not.
there.
There was no. Honestly, there was no good. I think in that time there wasn't that many good players on Cleveland,
There was only
so you
like one
had
All
to.
Star, I think, like one guy that made one All Star ever, and when he was there, like trash, complete trash. It was a trash team.
There was yeah,
Like
so there was no way. Like if I was LeBron too, man, like, hey, I'm good, and my team sucks.
I'm leaving, dude.
I need to make a change. I need to make a change, and that's people need to take the mentality of an NBA star.
Yeah.
It's they don't leave because they don't want to. They don't leave because they hate the city. It's like you got to make a decision in your career. I'm a good NBA athlete. I
Mm-hmm.
need to like I want to win. I want to make myself happy. At the same time too, I want to be a satisfied and I want to feel satisfied that I'm a player that's going to be playing basketball and winning games and and not be treated like trash.
Yeah,
That's why he had to leave.
yeah, it's just the team was awful. It's fucking awful. With him, he makes it so much better because he's a generational talent. But without him, they're a 21 team. Like that's
Yeah,
just horrible. And then he went to
that's when
Miami, and he got what he
yeah.
deserved. Like a good
He
team.
got two. Yeah, honestly, two rings from Miami. Yeah, Miami did have rings already, but
Uh,
I mean, you had D Wade, you had Bosh, you had Ray Allen, you had a lot of good teammates there,
yeah, he needed a good
and
team, man. He needed it.
then he did the one good thing right, which I appreciate. People would say, "Man, I hate LeBron so much," but you gotta respect him. Like, at the end of the day, bro, he went back and he got that ring for Cleveland. I'll give him props for that.
Yeah, that you can never take away from him, man.
Now,
He
yeah,
fulfilled his
like,
promise. He might have done it years later, but he did it.
yeah, I
So
mean, he did it. A lot of people, and like, it was a 92 year drought or something like that. It was a
yeah,
long time for them to get a
years.
ring.
Yeah, I think it was any
Years.
sport, not just basketball too. I think it was like football, baseball, basketball. Like they didn't do shit for 50, like something like 50 something years, and he was the first man to bring him out of that.
I know, man. And then that time too is like when he went back, he went to the playoffs, but he lost the Warriors. But
Yeah,
let's be real, the Warriors were stacked then.
I don't
And
think
then
I think you can put any great all-time player there in his position. None of them would have beat that team. Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, nobody.
yeah,
Because just like they had KD, they had Clay, they had Steph, they had Draymond, and they had what else did they have?
are we talking like
Clay.
well? Because if you minus this 26, well, I'm talking about like the year when
Oh,
LeBron went back before KD went to the Warriors.
oh, that year.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that year. It
the
was
year.
like it was that was the good year, like
Oh, yeah.
when it was fun, when it was competitive.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just
That
had
year,
Clay.
not Steph, Kyrie and Kevin were out, so it was just him. Like they got hurt, so
Yeah,
it was it was LeBron versus Clay, Steph, and Draymond.
yeah,
And he made it. I think they actually went up 2-1. Like he
yeah.
actually competed all his heart, but
Mhm.
it's just you can't stop the two
I know
greatest
it was
score.
hard, and
Yeah,
then the following year came back, and everyone was healthy. Clay
yeah.
was healthy. I'm sorry, Kyrie was healthy,
And Kevin,
and it was dude. That was a rough.
yeah,
I give LeBron props that like dude like people say well he had Kyrie like bro you can't put blame on LeBron for having players that are good
Yeah,
than he is,
I mean,
and
yeah. I mean,
and two, I think,
Kyrie made the same shot that Kerr did. Shit,
yeah,
it's
and
the same
also
shit.
too, I think, what was his name? Kyrie, um, at that time too was like went to LeBron's camp, and they both trained together, so they knew each other
Yeah,
straight out the box. So it was like,
LeBron led I think in every statistical category, like every like points, rebounds, assists, steals, all that blocks. Like he was leading both teams in that final. So and they're not trying to give him credit just because Kyrie made one shot. Like come on, dude. Steve Curry
but
made a shot too.
they needed Kyrie at that time
Oh
too,
yeah,
because
Kyrie was the second most important piece in the puzzle.
I think the third had to go to Kevin Love. Kevin Love was
Kevin Love. Oh yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I
I
said
think
too, like,
yeah,
yeah, there was a time too when I think those were the only three players that were good on the team. They had
yeah,
Sherman was trash. I hate
yeah,
Sherman.
yeah. Sherman, Smith, fucking is trash, man. J.R.
Smith,
Smith.
oh my
That
god,
year,
hate Smith.
the last finals we were in when he was last year in Cleveland, was set. That guy should have been fired on the spot.
Oh my god, I would have traded him
Oh
already.
god, he's such a joke to me after that. He was,
I think here's the problem too is like, besides with everything going on, like I think because here's what I don't like about the well, what when the Warriors got KD,
uh,
that
oh my
was
god,
the
it's
most.
not fair anymore.
It's not fair. Here's the problem too is like, I think I already discussed in the last podcast we did, but you didn't record it.
Yeah.
Like I said, KD, in my opinion, is probably right now is probably one of the best players in the game.
Oh,
I wouldn't say
definitely.
the all time, but I think one of the best players.
He is. Yep.
He, was with a good team.
He was.
He
He was.
wasn't. He wasn't with a bougie team. He was with Westbrook, Ruben, and he had like a good asset team.
Yeah.
But and then when he lost the Warriors, there was a decision to make. Like, I need to go. I can't stay here. And I understand too. 7 years of being on the team, that's like no improvement. Like, I would leave
Yeah.
too. But to, like, news outlets, what teams are gonna go to? Boston. There was I seriously thought, low key, I thought it was gonna go to Celtics, and
Oh god.
that probably would have been a good team. Honestly, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be a bad team too.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
But then all of a sudden say, "Hey, I'm joining the Warriors," who already had a super team already. Come on now.
Yeah, the KD going to the Warriors, man.
It wasn't fun to watch.
Michael Jordan. It was a Bulls 2.0 basically.
It wasn't fun. I mean, yeah, it was fun to watch, at least see a couple games, but like at the end of the day, like it didn't do it for me. Like, we knew the Warriors were stacked with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, JaVale McGee, and you have a set team that's gonna bake this team. Yeah, they still got Kevin Love and Kyrie at that time, but they weren't the same, because like you had you're basically making the All-Star team from Space Jam.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you had KD, Clay, Steph, Draymond. Like, there's no chance, man.
So there was no chance to do it.
And they got DeMarcus Cousins that year. Like,
oh
my god, damn. Like, it was no team. You would need like LeBron and like at least two other top 10 players to beat that team. Kyrie and Kevin.
They did. Oh, here's the problem too. The Cleveland did have a good team.
Yeah,
it was the problem though. They traded a lot of people during that year.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, they got like Jeff Green.
They got D-Wade. They had D-Wade. They had Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, they had a lot. They tried
honestly,
their best.
I would have. Well, I probably would have kept Isaiah personally.
Yeah.
He shoots good too. But
I remember the year before he got hurt, he was like an MVP candidate. Like, because Celtics, he was dropping like 40. And then he hurt himself. Ever since then, he hasn't been the same.
Then Kyrie requested a trade to go to the Celtics.
That was so selfish, man.
I know. It was a selfish move. I think, honestly. And then, too, I felt bad. I think the Celtics just turned their backs on Isaiah, bro. Like,
yeah, they took Kyrie. Kyrie hasn't done shit for them. He's not even there anymore. The Nets.
He's with his buddy Durant.
They did better without Kyrie, actually. They almost beat LeBron in 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie.
Yeah. Well, because they had Tatum. Jason Tatum was there, and so was Gordon Hayward.
Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, yeah. So Kyrie.
That was the one. Yeah, it was the one thing I saw in that that team. Like, bro, this team got beat by LeBron, not the Cleveland Browns. They got beat by LeBron.
LeBron basically beat him by himself. Yeah, they were awful without. But there was an awful team in LeBron, basically.
$120 a day, so that's all I care about. I told my cousin, bro, you're really gonna put LeBron up with the Celtics? Like, yeah, LeBron, we got Tatum, we got Jaylen Brown. Like, do you just hear what I just said? Yeah. You have LeBron going against the Celtics. LeBron's hungry. He'll eat. He if he wants to get to the playoffs, he'll do it. He'll find ways to do it.
He'll find a way. And Kyrie, he's not a leader, man. It's what I've
He's
come to the.
not.
He couldn't win in Cleveland. He couldn't win with the Celtics. If he does win, it's probably going to be because of KD, not because of him.
KD,
He's a good second option. I think he's one of the best second options of all
yeah.
time. But he's not a first option player. It's just
I think he's overrated now. I think
I think
right
so
when he
too.
left Cleveland, right when he left Cleveland, I just kind of like, man, you're just really overrated.
Like
Like I can't take you
he has
seriously.
probably the best handles I've ever seen, but that's not going to win a championship. But like he could score pretty decently well, but he's not a LeBron or a Kobe or MJ or like he's
No,
not one of those leaders like Larry Bird or
like
Magic.
if he
Yeah.
developed more while he was in Cleveland, I think here's the thing, dude. I think when LeBron left, I think Kyrie, no, when he left the Celtics,
Uh huh.
I was hoping, really hoping that okay, it's a fresh new start. Maybe Kyrie can develop from here. They didn't do shit. He got hurt. He was out for the season, and
Yeah.
then basically it was up to Tatum to basically lead the team.
Yeah.
So like,
Tatum ended up taking his spot basically, like as a
yeah,
leader.
and plus too, and he was a new guy too. Like I was a rookie that
Yeah,
year.
I think he was a rookie. Yeah, he was a
Yeah, so
rookie.
he was good. So like there was like really no problems with him. It was
Yeah.
just when you here's the thing too about the NBA is like they think that once you get like a superstar that goes on a team, you think that oh we're playoff bound. That's not how it works.
Yes.
A lot of people think that way, and that's the one thing
Yeah.
people don't
They
realize.
don't
It's not
understand how it works. So you gotta have if you want to win a ring right away, you gotta get like
like
seasoned, like best MVP type players.
yeah.
That's something. Yeah, like a
I'll give
KD,
you an
something
example
like
too.
that.
Like for what happened with Kyrie just happened to LeBron like last year, like when he was by himself basically.
Yeah,
You had
basically.
you had him, Lonzo Ball, Ingram. I
Yeah,
mean, they weren't the best. Those, and by the way, too, they were a young team. Yeah, I
yeah,
knew from the start that LeBron was probably not going to make playoffs that year. I
yeah. And
just
then he
had
got
a feeling.
hurt. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that when he got hurt, it was a groin
For
issue.
sure, it was over. Yeah.
I got hit in the groin. I'm sorry, I've actually sprained my groin a couple of times. That shit
Oh
really
god.
hurts.
Yeah, that's a bad injury, man.
So and you gotta understand too is just like they weren't developed yet. Lonzo Ball just came straight out of UCLA and was supposed to be his all star that his dad kept saying. And Ingram, I think was good. He actually no, he's not bad. He was great. He was actually averaging about 16 points a game.
Yeah, he's not a bad player.
You
Not a
got
bad player.
Pope, and you had a couple good other players, but they just weren't there yet. And
Yeah.
LeBron needs to recruit another player that he knew he could get. And that's why he went for Anthony Davis
Yeah,
at the
and
time.
now the Lakers are like the best in the West basically now. With it,
Yeah,
them and the
now Cole,
Clippers. Yeah.
yeah, the Clippers when they got Kawhi.
Yeah, they got a.
Ah,
Kawhi is like he's like a really Rodman-esque as far as like defense. He reminds me of Rodman a little. Like his
dude,
defense.
I watched that sport, dude. The playoffs with him and the Warriors. Like, dude, I was so happy. I was like, Kawhi finally
Thank
did it,
God.
bro.
I was so happy to beat them in that last last
I
year.
was gonna be so mad, like, bro, if the Raptors do not beat the Warriors, I'm
I
gonna
would
go.
have been pissed. Yeah, they would have three-peated. Actually.
I know,
Yeah.
dude. I was so. Here's the problem too. Is like, I got tired when we had all like the Warriors,
Every year.
Cleveland Brown, Warriors, Cleveland Brown. What?
Yeah.
I got annoyed by that because like, bro, I don't want to watch the same game. I get
Oh God.
after a while,
Sick
it
of
does
it.
get boring.
Yeah. This like probably people got sick of the Bulls or the Patriots. Like sickening, man. It's every year, same
Yeah,
person.
it's no one wants to watch that. It's just
Nah.
like it gets boring after a while.
I was
You
so
have to
happy
spice it
Kawhi.
up.
So happy
Yeah,
Kawhi won
dude.
that.
Dude, Kawhi's made so many like buzzer beaters. I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
When
dude,
when
this
he hit
dude.
it over, I think it was the 76ers when he made like
Yeah,
the last
that
one.
like you saw the ball, it
The
like
ball
bounced
was like
off the rim.
if it would have missed, it actually would have been 76ers in the finals. I was
Dude,
like,
that was
holy shit.
Kawhi. I'll give you this. I think as clutch player right now, I wouldn't say of all time. I think if Kawhi was a clutch player right now, he's probably like top 3.
That was for
Like
sure.
he is.
Him, LeBron, and like maybe KD or something like that. Like one of those are like the top clutch players right now. But
Yeah, there's maybe Steph Curry.
Steph too. But yeah, Kawhi, his defense is he might be the like pure defense. He might be the best defensive player right now in the league. His
Yeah, 'cause
scoring is top. He's like a top 5 scorer too. He's a good, really good player, man. Really good player.
I think for the most part, I like about Kawhi is just like here's one thing too. People probably will hate this, but I'm glad he didn't go to the Lakers though.
Oh,
Here's one
thank
thing.
you.
Here's the reason why I say that. The reason why I really like that he can go to Lakers is because one, let's say for instance, if Anthony Davis, was to go to Lakers, let's say he did, let's say he was already signed with Lakers,
Uh,
you're adding another All Star to a team that's gonna overshadow, him or whatever. And on top of that, you're basically doing what the Warriors did. You're basically just adding more superstars to your team.
Yeah.
And basically, if you put that up, this if the Kawhi goes to Lakers, you're basically okay. Well, this team's gonna make it to the playoffs with or without it. They're both good players.
Hmm.
Um, at the time too, you gotta realize too, like Kawhi just won a championship. People were saying too that he was gonna probably go back to. I thought he was really gonna stay with the Raptors.
Yeah,
I just
that's what I thought. They had a really good team down there. Really good team.
they're not bad too, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that But then two people were like, "Well, we want to win. We want to win rings and shit."
Yeah.
Like that's not the point of basketball. The point of basketball is to be competitive. If
Hmm.
you want to be now, if you want to just win rings, then you're just a straight up like you want everything done your way,
Yeah.
and you want everything. That's no fun. You have to be
Yeah.
competitive, and I'm glad Kawhi, even though I don't like Clippers, I'm glad he didn't go with the Lakers.
Yeah. The
Because right
Clippers.
now the Lakers, yeah, Lakers right now they're stacked.
Yeah,
They
they're
have a
stacked.
good team.
They're
Like
the
there's no reason for the
they
Clippers to be
before the
bad.
quarantine they were number one in the West. Clippers
Hmm.
actually weren't even number two. They were like number
They
five.
did take them. They did take them one spot, like for I think about 2 games, and then they lost, and then they
Yeah.
went back to us.
But the Clippers have beaten the Lakers 2 out of 3 times in this regular
Yeah,
season, and then
that was the
yeah.
first game, dude. I was so fucking
Oh
mad.
fuck.
I was so
Yeah.
mad. I
But
wanted to
then
burn my TV,
I
bro.
was happy when they beat them the last matchup they had. The Lakers actually did beat them.
Oh
I
yeah,
was happy
dude. That
about
was
that.
like, bro, we needed that rematch
So
because there's no way I'm gonna
LeBron,
take
yeah,
another loss to fucking them.
LeBron went off on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I am? They call me King James.
Yeah, he's the king of the league at least for now until someone takes his crown or something. Yeah.
It's sad though, bro. You know what's gonna be weird though? When LeBron retires, like, because right, he's like 35, I think. So I'm saying right now he might retire at 40. I can just see it happening
Yeah,
at
he has
40.
a maybe the most durable player ever. Like, yeah, just that's the first injury
But
I've ever seen him have was the groin
the
thing.
groin injury, that
Yeah.
was probably because his thing too is like if you gotta look at from the players, all-star players of all time who've gotten injured.
Yeah.
LeBron's been the type of guy that's never really had
Nope.
a massive injury
Never, never, ever.
ever in his career. I think he did have like maybe a ankle sprain, but that wasn't that
Yeah, and
serious.
he did, yeah, and then he has Michael Jordan type durability. Michael only hurt his like as a rookie, he hurt his foot, I think. That was the
Yeah,
only
and he
time.
was out for I think about a month. I don't
Yeah,
remember exactly on that, but
yeah, like, that's the only.
LeBron is yeah, LeBron like he's never like and that's people like were saying like one massive injury will like just like with Kobe when the Achilles snap, and even Durant right now recently
Oh
too.
yeah, that's just
And
so
then,
bad for KD, man. Fuck.
dude, when his Achilles snapped,
Oh,
I had flashbacks. Like,
yeah,
oh, dude,
damn.
this happened exactly to Kobe.
Yeah,
Kobe
that's
with his
a
Achilles.
career changing. It could be career changing for him. Hopefully, it's not. I hope he's
With
in the
that
same.
happening too, a lot of people were just like wondering like and a lot and like even the medical staff too, like there was a guy, I think it was maybe a trainer or something like that, he felt bad because and it's not and I too I'd be pissed too if I was Durant too about like you guys promised me I was ready to go, I was all good, now you're telling me that everything that I worked hard for, you guys tell me I have the clear okay to go, I hurt
Yeah.
myself, but I do I really blame the medical staff
Uh-huh.
when I look at Durant, I'm like, bro, if you can't you can't physically move or you don't feel, honestly I would just set out. But the problem was too is like it was during playoffs,
Yeah,
so
the
I had to
finals.
make a
Okay,
decision.
come on, dude. I think honestly, if Katie and Clay hadn't got hurt, they probably would have beaten the Raptors. They probably would have beaten. But
Yeah, that's probably people were, and you saw people booing, like they were cheering on Kevin. I was like,
yeah,
okay, guys.
that's kind of
I
fucked
was
up.
like, okay, guys, come on now.
Yeah,
Let's not be serious.
that's
Like,
fucked up. Yeah. And then
but I was like,
Clay tore his ACL too. I was like, damn,
oh my god, dude, ACL, dude, that sucks so bad.
that sucks. Both those guys are fucked. They were like, I for the. I think they're still not ready even now. Both of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you do realize when that happened too, like the only people left on the team for the Warriors were just Steph Curry. Well, there's Steph Curry and Draymond,
Yeah, that's
which
it. And then yeah, they're off the worst team in like the West without.
I know,
Yeah,
shockingly, they went from being the best well-known NBA team in the world like a year ago, and then
yeah,
all of a sudden
they're awful.
now
They're a shit team. Yeah, like
they're
Jesus.
trying to, because right now they're trying to make decisions right now to get the number one pick in the draft apparently, because they're trying to
Huh.
go for
That's true. Yeah, you can get like a who's out there. I don't even know the basketball players right now.
I
College.
can give you like the predictions of, because right now my prediction for the first pick in the NBA draft is gonna go to LaMelo Ball. I think he's gonna be
Oh,
really good.
Lamelo. Yeah, I forgot he's
Dude,
okay.
that kid, oh my god, dude. Out of all the Ball brothers that I'm really predicting who's gonna have a good NBA season in the future, it's gonna be that kid. I
Mm.
feel he's overlooked a lot
Yeah, he's good.
because he's so young. He's so young.
Yeah, he's only like
When you look at
a year.
Lonzo, Lonzo was how do I say this about Lonzo? Lonzo was like the star kid of like the high school, basketball team that
Mhm.
people loved and adored, and his dad would go to all his meetings, all
Oh
of his
yeah.
games, and hype him up.
Mhm.
Now let's fast forward that to college. Same scenario.
Same thing.
Your dad is basically saying you're the fucking MVP
Oh
that's
gosh.
not even the NBA yet. You're the basically the god. You're like the OP.
Yeah, when they said that, I was like, "Ah, dude, stop talking. He's dead.
Because but you gotta understand too. I think like why LeVar was doing that was because he's trying to get people excited for this kid, and
Yeah, no,
that's good.
I understand that. Yeah.
But what I didn't understand was too is like this guy hasn't even played in the NBA yet. You're
Yeah.
hyping him up, and he's not even like top three people to be the best right now. People, and then his dad's, oh, he's better than Steph Curry.
Oh my
He'll
god.
outball him. And I was like, guy, he hasn't even played in the league yet. And now compared to like college basketball, NBA is like 10 times worse because
The
10 times like
competition is
yeah, competitiveness is
the
way better.
pros. Yeah, goes up
Yeah, it's
high.
like look like and then I'm really glad to. I feel bad though because I feel like they could have used him one more season. But then let's be real too. Like when LeBron came,
Yeah.
I think that should have been an improvement for him. He should
Yeah.
have been like, all right, let's get this going, guys. We got to get this shit going, and then we got to look into consideration of like who is going to be our star player. And when
Yeah.
LeBron went there, it was LeBron.
Yeah. LeBron. I mean, Alonzo. He's at the Pelicans now. He's not bad. He's
Actually,
good.
no, he's
He's
actually doing way
improving.
better.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
improving a
doing
lot.
way better. A lot of young players.
Yeah, they got a good group of players down there. So I think
I mean,
maybe in
because
the
like
next few years there'll be something. Like next few years.
yeah, because right now, because people are saying like, well, the Pelicans, like, well, they kind of are a young. They're basically a restart team. You got Andre, sorry, you got Brandon, you got Lonzo, you got Zion, you got fucking Josh Hart. It's a really really young team. They're not like professionals. Like they're not veterans like
Yeah.
LeBron, AD. Like it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time to make
But
it to be like the best team.
like I was saying with yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Like Zion, they got Lonzo, they got all young guys. Everyone's young down there. So maybe in the next 5 years or so, they'll come and they'll be like the next, great class of basketball players. We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
but what I see now from this draft that's going to be happening this season,
Yeah.
oh my god, there's a lot of people who are aiming for this Lonzo Lamelo kid because honestly, I've looked at if you actually watch his MBLA highlights of what he's doing,
Hmm.
he's actually doing really really well, and he's not even 19 yet. He's 18, he's still a young guy.
Yeah.
But and I'm liking too. What I'm liking now, if you've been paying attention, 'cause I do follow the Ball family because I'm just dude. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're just like the Kardashians of basketball,
Oh yeah.
technically.
Basically now. Yeah.
They're making a lot of good business choices compared to when they first started because like they started making shoes that were ass
Oh
personally.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah. It's trash.
Fucking 495 for
It's like,
shoes,
buddy, you're
dude.
not even
This
like
is
established. Yeah, you're gonna be charging that much.
you could now here's what they could have happened. They could have worked out a deal with Nike or Adidas or whatever, and they could have made some good shoes. But LarVar Ball, no, I want $1 billion for my company.
Yeah.
I want $1 billion. And then that didn't work out. And I can see what the hype of it was good. Like, bro, we need to make these shoes for 495.
I like
Make
that.
them
Yeah,
hype.
I like how Lonzo. He's kind of left Lonzo alone. Like Lonzo's becoming his own man now. Like he kind of.
Well, yeah, because like but what I don't like was still kind of happening now, and I think it's getting better now because apparently they've made more adjustments to the business aspect of their big baller brand.
Huh.
Is Lavar is like very he's he's still involved with the basketball aspect with these three kids because they're his sons. I understand that,
Yeah, I understand that.
but
Yeah.
like, bro, they're gonna get older. They're
They're,
not gonna want to
yeah,
be
they want to become their own man.
like the only one I feel is like really gonna try to leave the company personally. If I had to pick out of all three of those brothers, I think it's probably gonna be Lamelo because he's I don't know why. I just look at him and I'm just telling myself this guy I feel has a better grasp of it. And he was doing it too for a while. Like he wanted to be his own man. Like he wanted to do his own thing.
Uh huh.
And the kid was young too. He was 18.
Yeah,
He was
he's a
18.
young. He's just a young. His potential could be very high. He's a young kid still.
It's always like the youngest child has the good mindset.
Yeah.
I feel like Lonzo and especially was that kid
D'Angelo.
Leangelo. Oh my god, those two are like
D'Angelo is the worst one.
that guy, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, dude. That kid messed everything up.
Yeah.
He was honestly unreal. I don't think he probably would have like been even his dad too. His dad said that he wasn't the best player,
Mm.
which that if honestly if I was Jello, I'd be pissed too. And he was doing so great. Like he was going to UCLA like his brother,
Mm.
all he had to do was play basketball and just ball up.
Yeah.
Goes to China 1 week,
Oh yeah.
gets arrested. Is
Wow, man. That's
it ruins your credibility. And two, it's like, bro, you stole in another country. You didn't steal here in the states. In the states, I think he probably would have gotten away with it. I think it probably would have worked
yeah.
out
Oh
for
yeah.
him.
Here it's way more lenient. Over there, it's a
Yeah,
communist country. You're going to prison for whatever. In China.
he said too. He was in the prison like
Uh,
with nobody,
it's a damn
and
shame,
then
man.
he had to get a lot of people to get his ass out.
Yeah.
And then now, but I don't think too. I didn't like about what LeVar did with his two other kids, D'Angelo and Lamelo. He pulled them out of school.
Yeah. That's.
Like,
He's so
well,
obsessed
he
with
put
building his business, man.
I know. Well, he also put Lamelo back in at a private high school, just to kind of hey, well, all right, you can go to school. We need you to kind of relive that experience of being a high school student. Because I understand.
Yeah.
So he went to a Aspire Academy, and then he won. I think he won a competition and everything. But this again,
Good.
and D'Angelo, like he's just milking the money right now, because right now he doesn't know what's. I think too, and I'm worried about him too. I feel like, because he just got, well, he signed to the G League,
Oh. Oh
but
yeah. I heard about that G League. Yeah.
he went to the Oklahoma Blue Jays or whatever,
Uh huh.
something like that. So he went there, but when the season was canceled, the season was canceled. His and the NBA, so he kind of lost everything from there.
Yeah.
But if I had to give my prediction, I could see maybe Lamelo and Lonzo. I guarantee you, I can see Lamelo going to, if he does go to the Warriors, dude. I think it'd be a good asset. It's really good.
I know he's a really good. He's gonna be a good scorer for sure. Yeah.
Because he can shoot. Dude, he shoots way good. But do it now. Here's the bad thing. Who's better, Lamelo or Lonzo?
Oh, that's gonna be the debate for sure. Probably who's the better ball brother, you know?
I know, because they're still talking about it too. Like,
Uh,
if Lonzo says, "I'm the better brother," well, you gotta say you're the older brother.
yeah,
But
we'll
like,
see who's better
let's chill.
when he gets old. When he's like a man himself, you know. Melo's a man himself. We'll see.
I really pray for D'Angelo, bro, because I feel bad for them. Did I tell you I met three of these ball brothers like back in 2018 or 19. I
Oh
met I met all
yeah.
three.
Uh-huh.
Dude, they look so like. I just look at them like, dude. I saw these three guys, like, dude. These three guys are gonna be in the NBA.
Uh-huh.
Well, half of that is true.
Half
One
of
of them's
that.
not
Yeah, one of
though.
them. Yeah. But yeah, basketball, man. I just hope it comes back soon. You know, I hope all sports soon. I hope NFL starts on
Yes,
schedule because it doesn't start till like late August. So
I need my Steelers to win a championship.
yeah.
Ben's gonna retire.
Yeah, Ben, Drew, Philip, Tom, all those guys are coming to the tail end, you know, of their
But
careers.
I don't. But I'm just hopeful. I really want that all these. I understand with everything going on, they need to take precaution in sports. But I'm like, because here's the thing too. They were talking about like, which sports do you think should just cancel the season?
Mm.
I think with the NBA, and then they're extending it to August.
Oh wow.
There's no way you're basically, because then the next season is gonna start anyway. So just, if I was the NBA, just take that loss, to cancel the season, start
Yeah,
back up in
it's a little
October.
too late, man. Yeah, too late for this
Because there's
season.
no way. You're basically saying, because then they're saying too, the playoffs would start in August. They would just go straight to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
I know money. I know
yeah,
money talks, but still, like, come on, man.
it's not worth the risk. I mean, even Shaq said himself that, bro, I'd rather feel comfortable if all our players are safe.
True.
Let's keep
True.
them safe,
Yeah.
and let's just start the season over again.
Yeah. So sports, we'll see how that goes. But I guess the last segment. I guess we talked about this in a
Cool,
lot of
cool.
podcasts. But
Yeah.
our YouTube journeys. So
Mm.
how has YouTube been for you since like the beginning?
Well, I just got my first, Google AdSense. Like, I guess they gave me a code. I guess in the mail today. I can't show you, but
Uh-huh.
I got a Google AdSense paper that just came in through the mail, and apparently they gave me a code of when I can, I guess, get my money out of my
Oh,
account.
that's
So,
sweet, man.
um, besides that, okay, so this really happened recently, which I'm a little bit,
Yeah.
pretty pissed off about.
Yeah.
So one of my videos recently got hit with a strike, a
Oh,
copyright strike, not a
damn.
claim, a strike. A strike
Damn.
is different from a claim.
Yeah.
For those of you who do, want to hear, claim is this: when you get hit with a copyright claim, a claim is basically is a person or a company that claim. I saw a video that they declared as your content or whatnot. They take that, they claim it, saying, "Hey, that's ours."
Damn.
I'm like, okay, you can try to fight it if you have a valid reason. I usually just do the same format I've always done. I always have like a URL or a copy and paste note of like why it's in mine, because it's my own. It's transformative into my own content.
Mm.
So I sent that. I got a email from YouTube saying, "Oh, okay, so you have the right to have that on the channel. Go ahead. We'll put your ads back up. We'll also make your video public."
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let that shit go. Okay, so
Yeah.
videos back up. We're all good. We're all good. About 3 days later, into my finals,
Oh.
I get another email from YouTube,
Oh my god.
and this time it's basically a takedown notice. I
Damn.
have I wish I could show you the email, but
Mm.
maybe next time whenever I have my camera set. It's a takedown notice of saying that, hello, Mr. Wildcatbold, or whatever they give me. We have a takedown notice from Warner Bros. Entertainment. Unfortunately, you have a valid content claim that is not yours, and
Mm.
unfortunately, we need to take it down. And on top of that, we're giving you strike two on your channel.
Damn.
And I'm like,
Strike two? Oh fuck.
yeah. And I was like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Now, I guess I can tell you what I do. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what I do on my channel, I'm mostly like I react to animated shows, music videos, and whatnot. That's basically what I do. I just do reaction videos. Sometimes I update it a bit, I'll do other stuff, but I'm mostly like a reacting channel.
Yeah.
So I do like, animated shows like Spot Cats, anything in general that's old school, new school, whatnot. And then I also throw a couple music videos in there as well.
Yeah.
And in the past I've had issues with copyright claims with music.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
a
That's
pain.
that
Yeah, I
that
don't do music. It's a pain. Yeah.
that's standard. That's completely standard.
Yeah.
But I didn't worry about that as much because it's not my music. I'm reacting to it. I don't have a system that can really like a lot of people use OBS to use their laptop stuff, which is what I think I might be doing soon. I just gotta get a
Oh
new
yeah.
setup.
OBS. Yeah.
Yeah, because that you can actually pause it while you're recording and stuff. What I usually do is I play the video whole through and then basically I give my reaction or critique afterwards.
Yeah.
So the video that got copyright claimed and whatnot, I'm sorry, that part I wasn't worried about. I knew that was gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
But then okay, I did a reaction to like a news show that was I think released by Cartoon Network called the Mamo and the Curse of Heart. I reacted to it. What ended up happening was, okay, so I got some unaired episodes that were not even out yet here in America.
Oh wow.
Some Yeah, so not following that. One of my subscribers sent me a video of like file format because I guess he or she likes my content. Says, hey, keep up the good work. By the way, I want to give you something as a for liking my my comment or whatnot. I'm like, okay, sure. She gives me a link. I'm like, oh, it's probably like an ad or something. Click on the video. It's a bunch of files that have the words MMPH, and that's like the abbreviation for the show. So I open it up, and there's like 40. Sorry, there's like 10 episodes. And at first I was like, these aren't even aired yet. So I click on it, and I'm like, oh, well, it's probably gonna be nearby, but fuck it, might as well try it out. I click on it, it plays a full episode. I'm like, what the fuck? And I make sure I try for every single one. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, okay, I'm gonna start using this shit. Now, at the time, I wasn't thinking. I was just like, oh shit, I got new episodes I can upload on my channel, react to them, and then give my critique on it, and then get some views and shit. I wasn't thinking. I was just doing that, just in my mindset of just being a YouTuber. That's just how it is. I wasn't thinking at the time.
Oh man.
So what I did was and I told my fan base, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait till the episodes get aired. It again,
Yeah.
no announcement, no nothing. I kept going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not waiting all day for like this scheduled thing to go out. I'm just gonna just do my react how I usually do. So I I transformed the video into like I changed the opticity, the editing, and then just because I want to make it my own. That
Yeah.
way it doesn't get copyright claimed or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I did that. You know, Nothing happened and I was getting like I was getting like 1,500 views on that on two of those videos,
Damn.
and
Good.
people were liking it, telling me shit. Hey man, good job, good job. What I didn't notice was like I feel like it's so you can bet if you well I don't have them anymore, but I had before when I had it up like the video that was being played was so you could barely see it. You can't even see the video at all. It's blurred, but the audio's there. I'm trying to make it my own thing because I can't physically show the video on my channel because then that's gonna get copyright
Oh
claim.
yeah.
So I have to find ways to basically like make it so people will think it's there or will see it, can barely see it. That way, I'm safe from my channel getting a strike, and I'm also safe from my video being claimed.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I YouTube sent me a letter stating, "Yo, we can't have you doing this. We actually have a legal signed paper from Warner Bros. We need to take down the video." And I was like so bummed out, and I was scared.
That's such a.
And then on top of that, the strike is enforced. Now you get 3 strikes, your channel's terminated.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
That sucks. Yeah, I hate the. How.
Have you gotten hit with a strike? Or no?
Actually, yeah, it was actually what fight was it exactly? I think it was Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whitaker, and that was like it went up actually. I think it strike till later on, like a week later.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how mine went too.
yeah, I had like 2,000 views on it. And it was still going up. I was like, oh shit, it's doing well. And out of nowhere, I get takedown notice, get strike. I'm like, fuck
That's the
man,
one thing I don't understand is like when you get 3 strikes, your channel's terminated. I think
that's
that's
insane, man.
really
That's insane.
that's unfair. I
Like,
think how it should work for YouTube is like 3 strikes and then your account's suspended for a month
yeah,
or
like just
whatever.
to erase it, that's bullshit, man.
Yeah,
That's insane.
and then basically maybe take away monetization for a little while.
Yeah.
But then you do that 3 times and you're strike and on top of that, like there's not even a chance for to build a legal case. Now, what I did was basically my fault. I do agree that I did make a wrong decision of trying to, use those videos. So what I did was basically I took down those videos, I private them. I still have them on my channel, but I private them just to I don't want to give him another strike. So because I've
Oh
already
yeah.
I have a community tab on my channel where I told my fans what happened. A lot of them were upset. They were like, "Bro, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm looking back on it, like I was like, man, like I knew I should. I'm probably gonna do this now. Maybe when the episodes do get updated or online or whatever platform you put it on,
Uh,
I'm gonna probably re-upload them. But again, I gotta play it safe because there's 90. It's a 90-day strike too. It
yeah,
lasts us for 90
I think
days.
mine's been close to 90. I think it was quite a few months ago. It might be 90. I'm not sure, but yeah.
But just to save myself the time and effort, I just took down the video. I was
Uh-huh.
like, what, I'm just gonna delete it because regardless, I don't want it on my channel. I just felt like, what, I'm probably gonna what I'm gonna probably do it. When you did your video on the Asanya fight, did you or you edited it out or did you cut some of it? I don't know how you did yours.
Uh,
Or you just play the whole video.
like videos, I usually find it's like
Yeah.
they already edited it for me. It's not the whole
Oh,
fight,
okay.
and I
Hmm.
don't know because I've done many. I've never got a strike, but this one, for some reason, I put it up and I get a strike. It was insane. I don't know why. Like the other ones I react to, they're already cut all of them, but
Yeah.
I've never gotten a strike except that one. I don't know. I really don't know.
That's what I'm planning to do now for the rest of my videos. Maybe just for like the episodes I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
start cutting, edit them, cut, edit because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel that what like I said, if I might do it because I'm thinking about doing it again for the Mama videos, but I'm gonna wait a little while for the strike to kind of disappear, or maybe just give it time,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna try a different scenario. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do how I usually do it, but I'm just gonna cut, edit, cut, edit, cut, edit, just
Yeah.
because that way, you can't. Because the problem is too, I'll get hit with a strike and it's a legal case because they're saying I stole content
That's
and it's theirs,
they're so strict with
which
it, man. It's such a
yeah, but if I transformed it into my own, it's not legally yours. But I can't fight Warner Brothers. I know I'll lose if
oh
I
yeah,
try to
the
get a
big
case.
yeah. You basically always lose against those types of
I
yeah.
know.
Such a
And the
pain.
problem is too is like now I have an actual audience that like wants me to keep doing these videos,
Yeah.
and I'm worried because like now that I'm finally getting paid for these videos, like I got to keep up the flow.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even doing it for the money at the end of the day. I'm trying to basically build like a subscribing community. That way, people will watching my content.
Yeah, that's for me. I've been like because of all that stuff. I've been doing like I do these because it's all mine. I do the
Hmm.
reactions. I think my last one has like 200 views. Like I react to the
Yeah,
fight. Like I don't show the fight, but it's me, John, and Thomas.
yeah,
Like I got. I think the last one, Fury versus Wilder, that one did over 2,000 views. So that one was just me. It was no fight
yeah.
showing. Like I'm trying to get like transition. I do my own fight analysis, like just me
Hmm.
talking. Those do okay, I guess. But
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those. Like again, they're very detailed. Like
yeah,
it's just the problem is like
getting
YouTube is very needs to be because it's like you have to be entertained. That's one thing I have to realize. If people
yeah,
do decide to do YouTube, you have to be entertained,
yeah. That's the hard part.
and a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah,
Like if you watch my videos, like I compared to how I am now, like I would never be talking like this. I'd be talking like how I do on my channel. This is
mm-hmm.
how I am. But you gotta have like an entertainment side too.
Yeah.
Now don't be like a drama channel because
Oh
I've
fuck
met
that.
people
Yeah,
with
fuck that. I'd
fucking
never. That'll
drama
never be me.
alerts.
Never be me. I could even do it if I tried. But me like I think the audience I've been gaining are
Mhm.
like are people that are like more hardcore like fighting
Yeah.
like people that know what I'm talking about. Because
Yeah.
I get a lot of comments of people that actually know what I'm talking about. Like not people like oh you're so entertaining. These guys actually give input, fights.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get the entertaining side too. Like the live reactions, that's more
Yeah.
entertaining because we're fucking like streaming and shit. Like that's
Of course.
entertainment. But yeah, I'm trying to like experiment. Like I dropped a gaming video. Like I think
Yeah,
you
I saw
commented.
it was like
Yeah.
yeah, I was like I put it like I said, and then the guy put it like don't fall for it, bro. It's a
Yeah, that's
bot.
the same. That same guy keeps doing the same shit. But
Yeah, that guy what's his name? It's Tom, and then it gets changed to another name.
yeah,
And I'm like, I
I
know
think
he's
if I
like a
see him
fake
again, I'm
fucking
just gonna
bot.
like take their shit off, man. Honestly.
I just remove it personally.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
And then
remove
too,
it.
it's just like you have it's a lot of things you gotta realize too is that YouTube has become so saturated. It ain't how it was like a couple years ago or 10 years ago. Like
Yeah,
it was very, very, progressively entertaining, and then people could put whatever they want.
yeah.
Nowadays, with people trying to get money, just trying to make their own content and trying to do like, informative commentary, reaction videos, or their
Hmm.
own type of content, it's being so, like you're it's stricken because they're trying to put enforces that way you don't, because I think for one thing too is there's a lot of people out there who are bigger names in the YouTube community
Oh yeah.
who are like, they're trying to their best to make the entertaining videos. And a lot of them aren't doing on YouTube no more. They're going to other platforms because it's more safer and it's better.
Yeah, sure,
So
man.
for the most part, like what I do, like I know right now what I'm doing right now. I'm doing like a lot of animated shows and whatnot. I'm
Mm-hmm.
possibly gonna be switching up formats
Mm-hmm.
soon. Like I might do more games. I'm sorry, I might be doing more gaming stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying
And
to do too. Like more gaming also.
yeah,
Red
just
Dead
just
and all
just
that.
just put some stuff up because like if I lose, because the problem is I don't want to lose what I got because I worked hard for it. It took
Oh
me
yeah.
about like a year
Yeah.
to get my channel to where it is now,
Uh-huh.
and I barely started just getting traction. And
Yeah.
and people say, and I'm not letting. One thing that's really getting to me and what I'm trying not to do now is I'm not trying to get attached to the views and subscribers because I'm getting that right now, and like it's
Uh-huh.
not a good thing to be doing that because like now like I'm becoming so obsessed with it. Like I need to like take time. That's why I decided to help you do the podcast because like I need to step away from YouTube just for a bit
Yeah.
because like I feel like it's so it's so competitive. A
Oh
lot of people are
yeah.
just
Everyone's
it's all about the views, subscribers, and whatnot
yeah.
too.
Like me, I'm okay with because my podcast they're slowly
Hmm.
increasing in views, and that's okay because this is just me. I'm not showing nothing. It's just my own, you know.
Yeah.
And like I might start posting them on Spotify and Apple Music, so just to build everywhere. But podcast is kind of a hit or miss because it's just you talking, and if you're like
Hmm.
articulate enough, people will listen. If you're not, then it is what it is. But
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like you have a lot of people are just they're my you have to realize too is that I think right now what's going on was like people are transitioning to other stuff to do now because
Mm.
we can't do all the crazy stuff that people were doing back then.
Oh yeah.
So we got to find ways to make other entertaining content. And just
Mm.
like people are switching over to podcasts and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm trying to get my own little podcast started. I'm hopefully trying to get started in the
Yeah,
future.
that'll be
But
chill,
right
man.
now, like I have to get, everything set up because right now I just finished school and
Mm.
I need to really take time out of my day to really actually get, all the equipment
Yeah.
and then start from there because I owe a lot of money from
But oh
school.
yeah, yeah, money, man. It's like I want to get like the actual podcast mic, like that. A place where we could do it. I mean, Thomas's house because he's like he doesn't really care when you come over. He has like a spot there. We could do it there, but it's not easy,
Yeah,
to
because
get a real
yeah, it's
podcast
not.
set.
It's like people don't realize too is like it takes money. That's a
Yeah,
lot of money
it's a
just to
lot of
get
money,
shit
man.
going.
Like
This is why like right now like I'm doing the whole YouTube thing because like that's and honestly too and I'm one of this now. YouTube, you need to like really have a significant amount of viewership and subscribers to really make this a full time job because a
yeah,
lot of people think
yeah,
that.
it's not easy.
And I'll tell you this straight out. Like I'm still working my regular job. I
Yeah.
don't have YouTube money. I do. I just started making money, but
Mm.
you need to like really have an established fan base if you really and also a good amount of software. It takes a team to make everything good.
Yeah.
So for the most people who want to pursue YouTube as a career, you have to be entertaining. You have to be able like to be working with editing. You have to be able like to be not worrying about the numbers and the viewership
Yeah,
because
it'll bring you
it
down.
does
It'll bring you down really quickly if you worry about that.
and because dude every day like and I think what's really affecting me the most is the strike that I just had on my channel
Yeah,
because now I'm so cautious to upload anything because I'm worried that I'm gonna get hit with a strike.
me, yeah. When
um
got hit with my strike, I was like, I can't stop posting these. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep posting them, and I've never been hit with a strike. It's just that one video. I don't
Yeah, and that one video is like, I just feel
understand.
like, you know what, you should just give me as the copyright guy. I would take
Uh,
a claim over a strike. A strike is worse for me
yeah,
because a
just to give
claim
me the
is
claim. I don't understand why you hit me with a strike. Like, yeah. A lot of it
because
was
there's
me talking too. It was,
I know
yeah,
it's just it's weird because the system because the problem is YouTube is run by a bot in the system that's like having to dictate what videos are uploaded and whatnot. It's not automatically. But then when
yeah,
someone actually sees a video that's yours and you're it again, it's hard to explain because a lot of YouTubers are really speaking out about this. And I would try to fight my claim right now, my strike, But I'm just gonna do myself a favor. I'll just take down the video, and then from there we'll go from there. Again, I'm not even worried about. I just want to keep my channel going. I
Yeah.
don't want it to stop. I don't want it to end because like I said, if I get hit one more time with a strike, I think my monetization's gone. And then if I get hit with a third strike, it's
Just
gone.
you're gone. The channel's gone basically. If the third,
Yeah,
fuck man, that's
that's too much. And then basically, you could write an email to YouTube to try to figure out what to do. Because the problem is too is like I've done videos like this in the past, and I've totally been they've been okay with it.
yeah. I don't.
But now recently, just
Yeah, it's so
fucking
random.
sucks, man.
I don't understand it. But YouTube is a tough journey, man. You just gotta be consistent. And I've been
Okay.
every about a year now. I think over a year. I started like last year in January. I
Yeah.
try to post at least once a week, at least something. And I've been experimenting from Omegle to fighting to live reactions to gaming to music.
Yeah, it's again, it's like it takes time. Your first videos are not gonna be your best. My
Yeah.
first videos I can go back on, they
Mine
were
were
not my
mine
best.
were fucking bad. My first ones.
Yeah, they were like really unorganized, and from a standpoint like you have to have like and a lot of times it's like you need to have just try to put something out. Your first video won't be your best, but you have to do something.
Yeah.
And being a
Spark.
content creator, yeah, being a content creator is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of
But
yeah.
if you're willing to put in the work and actually, and I tell people too, make this a hobby.
Yeah.
You can make this a hobby, but when you start making like actual like good content and actually start making money, take advantage of it and use it to your way. But don't be stuck in because right now it's so saturated. But if you can go outside the box and do something different, you're okay.
Yeah, I think like for my age, I don't think there's a lot of people my age doing my kind of content. I could say that pretty. Like I post fighting. Well,
Mm.
Amigo, I know a lot of people do that, but
Yeah.
fighting, there's not a lot of people that do that that are my age. So I just hope it attracts people like older people. But they have to I have to post more, and I think the more like input I get, the more people will respect my opinion, like on fighting and all
Yeah.
that. And slowly, it's been getting there slowly, but it takes time, a lot of time.
Because like I have buddies too who are YouTubers, and only one of them is actually doing pretty well right now. Like she's actually making, and she's not even making like I don't think she's making that much money. She's making probably like less than what I'm making. But
Yeah.
ignoring that part, she has a huge following
Mm-hmm.
because one, she's a girl, and
Oh.
two, she does one thing. She does one thing. It's like that's gaming content that males. It's a different mindset, but she's also has a good clear voice. She does commentary videos. She does top tens,
Yeah.
but she has a good fan base to like what she does.
Mm.
And I have another group of friends who you may have seen. Their name is Buzz Game Time. I think I told you about
I
this. I don't
think
know if
so.
I told you or
Yeah.
not.
I think so. Yeah.
So they're another YouTube channel that I was just at their house last night. We just did a stream. It's uploaded. It's on Buzz Game Time. I'm on there,
Mm.
but I'm like, it's the type of content you have to, that people are gonna have to find what's appealing.
Mm.
They're appealing. I really like them. Don't get me wrong, but like sometimes, like I'm like, I just do videos with them, and I love just being on the set. But sometimes, like, if you're doing like an hour stream, you need to be entertaining,
Yeah.
and sometimes they're not
It'll
entertaining,
get dull at
and
moments and people leave and shit. Yeah.
which is why like I started because I was working with them for a while and I branched out and I just did my own thing. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my own channel,
Yeah.
and it worked, and I'm doing way better.
Yeah. Like me, it's been a slow process, but slowly, growing slowly. But hopefully, eventually, it
Again,
builds traction. Yeah.
it takes time.
It takes
It
time.
does take
Yeah.
time. It takes time. It's not like it's the end of the world. A lot of people, you need to realize that YouTube, is a waiting game. You
Yeah.
can't. You're not gonna like. You think fucking it took all those other YouTubers who got million subscribers? You think it took them like one video?
Yeah.
Some probably did, but a lot of them started out as beginners and they worked their way up.
Yeah. It's
I can
not
remember.
easy.
Yeah, there's one YouTuber I think I could possibly use an example of. His name was shit, what was it? Mr. Beast. Now
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
that guy. Okay, so let me real time. This guy was always in my video, in the videos I would recommend him, but he only had like maybe 1,000 subscribers or 200.
Uh-huh.
He was a small YouTuber, and now like the kid's got 20 million subscribers, but he found a way to beat the system, and he also found creative ways to keep his content going.
Yeah, he does some really odd videos that get a million views, man.
And yeah, but he has, and the reason why too is just because he does the stuff that people will do,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't fake it too. He actually is genuine about it.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, you gotta find ways. There's always ways to do content, and there's always
That guy made it for sure.
he made it just just doing what he does, and he
Yeah.
just did it.
Yeah. that's where it's a journey, man. Just gotta keep going. But
Just take advantage of it. And even if people say too, like, well, I only got like 5 views on one video. I'm like, well, that's how it starts.
yeah,
You just start out with 5 views. You're not gonna start with like 1,000 views unless it's a video you actually watch. A lot of people get mad too. Well, I edited this video so well,
yeah,
nobody liked it. No, and I got so many thumbs down. Like, that's how it
yeah.
works.
That's the game, man. That's the game.
I think Joe Rogan. You can use any of Joe Rogan on his first podcast, dude. He only got like 200 people watching him.
Yeah,
His
now
first
he's
podcast.
fucking
Yeah, dude. Number one podcast, right? Number one podcast in the world.
in the world,
Like,
yeah, on the planet.
yeah. So,
The guy.
and the guy's, and here's the thing too. Joe Rogan's like, he's a good narrator. He's a good, like, people think that he's because he was on TV and stuff. He was not like that before. Now,
He's one of the best interviewers ever. Like,
and UFC commentator, dude. He's
very
done it
good.
all.
Like speaking is it's something you gotta work out like a muscle. Like you gotta keep speaking, and eventually you get to someone like Joe Rogan. He's like one of the best speakers on the platform now. So
You've just got to be, and a lot of people, what they need to do is like they need to figure out what they're good at and also feel motivated.
yeah,
Because a lot of
you
people,
figure it out.
you just got to figure it out. And a lot of people says well, you don't know what it's like. I'm like, I do know what it's like because I met people who was like, want to start a YouTube channel, and I'm like, well, I've told you, you got to be willing to put in the work, be willing to put up the hours. And I would tell them one thing, and what's the point? Well, upload every day. I wouldn't say upload all the time, but try to upload at least maybe. I upload 2 videos a day, and like I get tired.
Oh yeah, that's a long process every day, man.
I start my videos late at night, and I don't finish till maybe like 2 in the morning, and it's exhausting. And then the next day I edit them, I upload them late regardless. And then it's a hit or miss.
Yeah,
you have to take advantage of what.
Hit or miss every time.
Take advantage of what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, before we end this, for anyone out there who wants to be a YouTuber, just make sure whatever you want to do, you don't have to do what me and Jay are doing. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, any kind of content, really.
Yeah, you can be a reactor, a podcast, content creator, a vlogger, whatever. You've just got to put in the work, and it's gonna take time. Shit, it took me like almost 6 months or a year just to kind of get stuff going. And now like I'm sitting at like 1,184, I think. No, I'm just putting it down. I think it went up recently.
Yeah.
And you're sitting at like I think 728 or
737 right now.
Yeah. So see, and I remember, dude, you were like where I was.
Yeah, I was like I don't know, I said like 10, 20, 100.
Yeah, I remember you had like 278 or something like that, and then me and you met through Facebook, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we started collaborating more, and I always hit you up in your videos too, saying, hey, just good work on shit. Like I said, I'm always about supporting people, and that's the thing too. Being supportive is always important.
Yeah, we have to have other peers, other peers that
even if we're not around too, because I'm making plans. Like we gotta meet up one day. I'm probably gonna go down San Diego, maybe.
Oh yeah.
And just kind of get from there, guys. Because I know we're talking on the microphone. We actually haven't actually met.
Yeah, we're gonna make some kind of video or something.
We will. Don't worry. Yeah, but like I said, just do what you gotta do, and keep everything positive. That's positive.
That's all you can do.
That's
right. But
you said not there for this talk shit.
Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, I think it's a good place to end. Good place.
Yeah, dude, we've been going on for like almost an hour.
I think it's like 2 hours now.
Oh my god, yeah, that's probably good. But
yeah, this time John couldn't make it. Hopefully next time.
Yeah, John.
I've been trying to convince him too. Yeah, I've been trying to convince him to do his own because he's the only guy that might love sports as much as me. He likes sports a lot. But yeah, this is episode 8. Wildcat stuff will be in the description.
If you check me out too, I'll be dropping new videos soon.
He drops more than me. He drops every day. Check him out, man. Like I said, if you're watching this and you want to do YouTube, just go for it, man. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Woman or male, doesn't matter. Male or female. But hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Like I said, go to him, subscribe to him, leave a like on all that stuff. Leave a like here, sub if you're new, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Enjoy the Great with special guest Wildcatbold. And we'll catch you in the next video, guys. Peace.
And nice. Take care, guys. Later.
Take care.